Perkins Online, the Thinking Person's talk show. Now here's your host, Wilmot Mutty Perkins.
Morning, everybody. Morning, and welcome once again to Perkins Online. I hope you, for the most part, had a very pleasant weekend, although, you know, this is Jamaica, and we expect unpleasant things to happen. Anyway, let's start with something funny. That fellow Perkins has to be a damn liar, you know. Well, just listen to this. Well, let me explain to you. I was going through some old tapes yesterday and came upon two very interesting, very most fascinating items taped years ago. Here is the first one.
So, Minister, my co-host, Mr. Cox, has been troubled.
About what?
By a statement attributed to you where you have said that...
you are reported to have said.
Reported to have said, I didn't hear it myself, that no matter what is happening, no matter how bad things are, I'm paraphrasing, the PMP is the best choice. And it has been quoted often, and I just wanted to get it.
And that basically that you've been prepared to do anything.
And I want
to maintain that statement.
No, let me just say, I have the greatest respect for you two guys, apart from the fact that, well, especially you, Patrick, I've known you for years.
Yes.
I mean, you mean you listen to that kind of propaganda?
No, obviously that's why we're giving an opportunity now to clarify it, because
what I recall of it, on a program,
yes,
and a question was asked
yes,
in that regard.
Yes.
And I can't tell you verbatim.
Yes.
But certainly, you should know, Patrick, that
yes,
I would never ever resort to a situation where I do anything and to say anything would include everything.
That's true, and that is not, that's not the Bobby Pickers
my record speaks volumes in that regard.
Definitely, yes.
Okay, there you have it. Now, you know, I can't remember who it was that said it. It may have been Albert Einstein, that there may be a considerable difference between what a man thinks and says of himself and what he is and does. Maybe a considerable difference between what a man thinks and says of himself and what he is and does. I think, but I may be wrong. Well, I told you that there was another little snippet that I found. That one that we just broadcast was from Hot 102's Drive Time Live. This one is from the Breakfast Club. Listen to this.
Slide again. You know that record?
No, I don't. The music is
Slide again.
Slide again. Slide again. Yes, it has something. But I mean, was the Prime Minister, for instance, aware of things that NCB, things, for instance, like this $2 billion JPS score? I mean, was it that there were things that were going to fall out?
The second example I find laughable. The first, that was in the air. It was in the air that the bubble could conceivably burst.
Yes.
In terms of the way the financial sector was riding. They were riding high, remember?
Yes, they were riding high a couple of years back.
And in any case, well, when the former Prime Minister called elections just before the Grenada thing, that was
That's one of the things the Prime Minister takes into account. Yeah, you look at the whole scenario and you say, this is the best time.
Yes. So what he was really saying is that in the interest of the party, 1997...
This is the best time.
The best
and the
time.
country.
And the country.
Yes. Best time.
Make the link for me between the party and the country. I mean, why would it have been better for the country?
The link between the...
Why was it better for the country? I understand why it's better, would have been better for the party. I accept that, that's a tradition. But why would it be better for the country to have held?
I can answer that from a PNP standpoint.
Yes.
We always think it is better for the country for us to form the administration. So I think that will lead us, or cause us to be in office.
Yes.
We regard as being best for the country and in the best interest.
Now, isn't
Very funny. What a difference between what Mr. Pickersgill thinks and says of himself and what he is and does. And remember him pointing out that anything excludes nothing. It includes everything. So if it is a matter of doing anything to achieve victory for the PNP, then that would include murder. And it would include, corruption of the church and the use of the name of God, the exploitation of the name of God himself to win political victory. And what else might it include? Anything. Anything. Anything to win power for the party. On the assumption that the interests of the country are best satisfied by the PNP being in power. So somehow it is in the interest of the party, of the country, for this country to owe $1 trillion of debt. And of course, if they get another 5 years, it might be another $500 billion by the time that is ended. Anyway, very interesting. And a little light-hearted, having regard to some of the things that have happened over the weekend. While we're on the subject of God's name being used for purposes of political propaganda, on page 2 of the Gleaner this morning, there's a story. Dr. Phim is saying that Portia's victory in the elections is a certainty. Patrons streamed in by the hundreds at Jamalco Sports Club in Hayes, Clarendon, yesterday to attend the 4th annual fourth annual staging of the Mountain Dew Summit Festival. Okay? And it was at this festival that that Dr. Fim was speaking. Oh, I see. I have the wrong thing. Dr. Fim was speaking at the Pegasus, and he was saying that the victory of Sister P in the forthcoming elections is a certainty. She was chosen by God. She was chosen by God to rule Jamaica. Right? Here it is. Not only declared that Mrs. Simpson Miller was chosen by God to rule Jamaica. He also said, news will come slowly that Jamaica has oil. Shortly, was it? News will come shortly that Jamaica has oil. So we haven't got to worry about the debt into which we have been plunged. We haven't got to worry about the appalling condition of our roads, our hospitals, our schools. We haven't got to worry about the crime situation and all that. We're going to have money flowing all over this country as a result of the oil that Dr. Finn is prophesying that we have. Of course, Mr. Paul Wells said something similar. He claimed that, I'm sorry, we have to take a break. 1 minute. Okay, thank you very much. We're back here with you. Dr. Finn not only prophesied that we have oil. What he went further. He commanded Jamaica's land to give up her oil, gas, and precious minerals. So God has made, according to Dr. Finn, but he didn't. He got that from Sister P, apparently, because she was the first to declare that God had sent her to rule Jamaica. But Comrade Finn is he's telling us this on the authority of he would like us to think of God's word, and he's telling us that commanding Jamaica's land to give up its oil, gas, and minerals. So we're going to be rolling in wealth, right? All we have to do is elect Sister P. You know, God is very patient, you know. Very, very patient. And tolerant. Right? His name is being used in this way to advance the political interests of a party. And, well, you know, One might have expected him to be infuriated, but no, he just takes it cool. But is it really a good thing? Is it really a good thing to be using the name of God in this way? Ask yourself that. Okay. Both papers this morning have reported the alleged beating of Dr. Ford. But as usual, the journalism is not quite up to scratch, you know. Journalists should report what they know. And if this is something, if they're reporting what they heard or were told, then they should say, we were told so and so. The Observer, the Gleaner, says, police beat Dr. Ford. Police beat Dr. Ford. Now, this may well be what happened, but as of now, what we have are allegations, no? The Observer says, cops beat Jephthah Ford. May well be true, but we don't know it for a fact. We know that Dr. Ford has been injured. We are told it arose from a confrontation with it. But what all that we need is, something that makes us know that the reporter wasn't actually there seeing it happen. Right? And it is something that I talk about all the time. If we take our journalism seriously, then we can't go about it this way. But then, supposing the allegation to be true, that Dr. Ford was beaten by the police, and, that the police just set upon him and beat him without cause. Well, it does seem, from what we are hearing about his injuries, that he was very seriously injured, and one would then wonder what was the reason for them going to the extent that they did, because, from what we hear in the news, he might easily have been dead. And one gathers that he's charged with illegal possession of a firearm. But the firearm, we are also being told, is a licensed firearm that he owned and had a right to hold. There is what seems to me a ridiculous provision of the Firearms Act, that a person can be the legitimate possessor of a firearm and be charged with illegal possession of a firearm because he used that firearm for purposes which are regarded by the person making the charge as unlawful. I mean, by all means charge a person if you think he used it unlawfully with the unlawful use of the firearm. But how can you be charging a person with illegal possession of a firearm who has a legitimate right to the possession of that firearm? I don't really understand. It seems to me to be quite ridiculous. And it is something that I would like to discuss one of these days with, somebody better informed than myself. But that story concerning Dr. I mean, if those allegations are true, it would seem to me to be an exceedingly serious matter. But we must remember, that things like that happen all the time. Daily, perhaps weekly, to people, well, to the barracks people, the people who live in the barracks. Happens all the time to them. And it is never taken as seriously, not in my recollection, as I can't remember when the beating of some ghetto man by the police occupied the front pages of two newspapers, the lead story, and the lead story on all the radio and television news that one has been hearing overnight, and all day yesterday. But I suppose the answer would be that Dr. Forbes isn't just a nigger, right? He's a man of some importance. He had a connection with the People's National Party, was a candidate, and so on, and in any event is a doctor, and all this kind of thing. But we need to see this. We need to take sleep and mark that. And all of us in this society, however important we consider ourselves, must begin to wake up and realize that what we allow to happen to that man down there will happen if we keep on allowing it and closing our eyes to it, will happen to the man up there one day. That none of us will be safe if any of us is unsafe. Right? If the rights of a Jamaican can be abused, then all of us Jamaicans will be in danger of having our rights abused. Okay? Good one to think about. Mr. Mike Henry, what the devil is happening to this man? I would very much like to know what's happening to him, because it seems that he's going off a bit. He's now demanding reparations for the Rastafarians on the in connection with this incident that happened some years ago. Back in the early 60s, I think, at Coral Gardens near Montego Bay, or virtually in Montego Bay. An incident in which a number of Rastafarians, or persons identified as Rastafarians, shot up a police gas station at Coral Gardens. I think there were 5 persons killed, including 2 policemen. And the police then went after the Rastafarians, and some number of them, I can't remember the details of it at the moment, some number of them were killed. Maybe the police behaved harshly, so it has been said. I would, before commenting further on it, I would really like to get somebody who knows about it, has intimate knowledge of it. We'll see what we can do about that. But reparations, we take a break, we come back in a moment. Okay, morning everybody. My head is all twisted up. The West Indies playing South Africa today. West Indies won the toss, sent South Africa into bat, and I imagine that by now South Africa must be all out for about 80 runs. What? I'm being told it is 133 for 1 after 24 overs. That sounds serious. Sounds serious. Anyway, I suppose West Indies fans will be hoping for the best. Okay, let's go to our callers. Hello?
Good morning, Mr. Perkins.
Morning to you, sir. Did you have a good weekend?
I tried.
You tried?
I made the best of it.
You didn't succeed?
Huh?
You didn't succeed?
Well, I don't know if I did, but I did my best. Listen, I don't understand you. You come on the radio this morning and you're quoting the Reverend Finn. No, not Reverend Finn, the Prophet Finn.
Prophet Finn?
Yeah. But the most important utterance you have not quoted at all.
Which is what?
Jamaica will be a first world economy in 14 years.
In 14 years?
Yes. Jamaica is going to be a first world economy in 14 years.
Yes.
Now, I can't tell you when the 14 years starts from.
Yes.
But I'm assuming that it started at the Pegasus for that gathering they had there. So count down from that.
Or maybe from Sister P's inception.
Well, she still continues to say she does not have her own mandate. So maybe it's a toss-up. She might be waiting for her own mandate.
Yes.
To pursue this first world growth.
And then 14 years from that,
yes,
Jamaica will be a first world
country. Yes.
I wonder if Prophet Finn understands what being a first world country involves.
I wondered aloud myself. I wonder if he understood what it takes to become a first world country. I didn't get the impression from what I heard on the radio that he understood. I didn't get the impression that anybody was trying to guide him.
I wonder if we could get Pastor Finn to come on, Prophet Finn, to come on this program for an interview.
Well, he might want to say a prayer and your obituary at the same time. You have to be very, very careful of that. Mr. Perkins, we're in dire straits. Now, I can't understand the Prime Minister, in answering some questions in Parliament a couple of weeks ago, openly told a lie when she answered the question regarding to the Trafigura funds. She said the Trafigura fund was for bauxite something or other.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Perkins, if you are a PR man like Mr. Colin Campbell, and you're out there doing something that's going to ultimately should bring the country some wealth, some added income, some more money, and that thing happened to be the Trafigura scandal, you find a way to massage it and turn it into a plus, not a minus. You don't resign.
Well, sir.
You say, no, but look what I'm doing. It's going to bring us $1 billion, and it will cause us to be a first world country in 5 years, not 14.
So we always think that it is best for the country for us to form the administration.
Yes.
So anything, including a $40 million gift from Trafigura,
yes,
that will lead us or cause us to be in office,
yes,
we regard as being best for the country and in the best interest of the country.
No, be very careful. I heard that morning's broadcast in the Breakfast Club.
Oh, you did?
I heard it.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I heard it. But I want to warn you, because Bobby Pickersgill can now come back at you and play a clip from Disclosure hosted by a Bruce Golding some years ago, where Bruce Golding came out in stout defense of what Bobby Pickersgill said. You took it out of context and he didn't mean it that way. And these are good people. These people are good people. They don't mean us any harm.
Oh, is that so?
Yes, man. Yes, man. So be careful, you might hear that one broadcast tomorrow.
Well, I don't care. I mean, if Mr. Bruce Golding said that, then he must explain himself. I have no business with that.
Unfortunately, he didn't go into any details explaining why he felt that way.
Yes.
But he was very, very adamant that, no, these are good people. These are decent, honest people. And you can't just, just go around, misinterpreting what they're saying.
Yes.
These are good people, decent people.
Oh, yes.
Mr. Perkins, let me tell you something. Follow very closely the goings-on in Zimbabwe.
Yes.
Because after 27 years of Mugabe's rule, you see what is happening down there?
Oh, God, yes.
We're heading down the same road.
But look here, Mr.
5 more years of this, and we're going down the same road.
Hold on.
And if you think that beating of Dr. Ford by the policeman is anything, wait a little bit. Hold on a little bit.
Hold on.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
But look here.
We're going down that road as sure as there's
I am with you. But let me ask you something. Hello?
Yes, sir.
You don't think that we black people need to be concerned about what is happening in the black world?
I think so. And
when you look, I mean, forget for the moment what is happening to black Americans.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
They are a minority in a country dominated by whites.
Yes.
Right? And, in many ways, they are fortunate in the kind of constitution that the United States has.
Which protects them to a great extent.
To a very considerable extent.
Yes.
But they are still limited by the personal prejudices that they encounter every day.
Yes, and
right?
some of it is of their own doing too, Mr. Perkins.
Maybe so.
Because they have access to education that they didn't have 20 years ago.
Yes.
And some of them refuse to take advantage of that.
Yes.
Those who do very well in the society.
But when you look at countries like Jamaica,
yes,
right? Where predominantly, when you look at a country like Jamaica and look at a country like Singapore,
yes,
right? Why should Singapore be doing so well? All right, let us go beyond. Let us look at South Korea.
Yes.
Right. Let us look at Taiwan.
Yes.
Let us look at some others of these eastern countries.
But Mr. Perkins, it's very easy. The first thing those leaders did, the first thing Lee Kuan Yew did was decided to educate his people.
Oh, absolutely.
They educated their
absolutely. People. Right? We have decided to miseducate our people.
No, because if you keep them ignorant, you can rule them for 1,000 years.
Yes. Right? But the thing is this, that look, why is it that it isn't only Jamaica? Look at what is happening in Africa.
Yes.
Right? Africa has a lot of potential.
Zimbabwe used to be the breadbasket of Africa.
Absolutely.
I mean, they used to feed Africa. And now they can't even feed themselves.
Yes. Right? And it's happening all over Africa.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
All over black Africa.
Yes.
Now, why is this? We need to face up to this problem. Right? And try and understand what it is that is happening and why it is happening.
There are some African countries, Mr. Perkins, that they are pulling themselves out of this mire. I mean, Botswana,
one or two. Botswana is a marked exception.
And now I see pressure has been brought to bear to change the status quo in Nigeria.
Yes.
The people have said, we have had enough. Too much corruption. We have had enough.
Yes, but Nigeria is far from it.
Because of the military link with the politics. If
Yes.
you take 2 steps forward, you're going to take 10 backwards.
But a large part of the problem, to look at it superficially, a large part of the problem has to do with the corruption of leadership.
Oh, no, absolutely. I mean,
Right?
in Jamaica's case, corruption plays a big role in what
Yes.
you're doing right now.
Yes. Power has been a poison in Africa
Yes,
and in other countries like Jamaica.
yes.
Right? But we have to do something about
We
it.
have to.
Right?
We have to. But who is going to bail the cat?
Boy, Jamaica would be a good beller of the cat, I mean, if we could ever get out of...
No, if there were more Jamaicans, what
Yeah.
you have is a situation where you have PNP or JLP.
Yes.
Look at that woman who called you, distraught about what is going on in her constituency.
Yes.
And yet still she said in the same breath that she's telling you what's going on down there, the fear that she's living in day and night and day. She's telling you that she's a PNP and she not vote Labour. And she's obviously she is a PNP and there's nothing, including losing her life, that's going to make her look twice at an alternative.
Yes. But we need to learn that lesson.
Yes.
Right? That it is not PNP and JLP.
It is Jamaica.
It is Jamaica.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
The PNP can do well, have a wonderful time for itself.
Yes.
Right? And you and I can be suffering and in jeopardy and in all kinds of problems.
That can be
Right?
That's exactly what is happening.
And similarly the JLP.
That's right.
What we want is for Jamaica to do well.
Yes.
And we will be fine. Right? We'll have all the opportunity we want.
Yes.
So will the man down there in the ghetto. Right? In fact, in a short while, he won't be any longer in any ghetto.
Exactly.
Right?
You can transform that ghetto into something that is relevant to the growth of the country.
Absolutely. Right? And I tell you something. If Jamaica were to do what Singapore has done, it would make life a lot easier for all those millions of black people in America,
Mr. Perkins, when Lee Kuan Yew got a hold of Arthur Lewis's papers,
yes,
that was being put into effect by Bob Lightburn and them boys.
Yes.
Right? Bob Lightburn was doing it.
Yes.
Bob Lightburn was doing it. That is a model that Lee Kuan Yew came to Jamaica in the 60s and he saw, and he came back again and looked.
Yes.
And that's what he went home and started to implement, with the first criteria being educating the people.
Yes.
I mean, before that, Singapore was a nest of gangsters,
Yes. And prostitutes.
Far worse than anything we have here.
Yes.
Right? And
absolutely.
He transformed it.
Was one of the most corrupt countries anywhere in the world.
Absolutely.
Right?
Right? And he came here.
Hold on just a moment for me. Okay, thank you very much. We're back here online.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Perkins.
Uh-huh.
I am wondering if the Prime Minister might not want to appoint Prophet Finn to her inner circle as a
to her cabinet,
as a financial advisor, maybe
so.
To run. You remember Omar Davis said that Michael wanted him to run Hugh Small and them boys.
Yes.
Maybe Prophet Finn should come in and run Omar Davis.
Uh-huh.
Run the business.
Well, maybe a good idea there.
Clean on Sunday, budget stress.
Uh-huh.
A friend of mine who is very close to this Cricket World Cup fiasco, tells me that when the numbers come in, we're going to be way up above $10 billion,
Is that so?
Yes. He says that the 8 billion plus so far.
Well, I shouldn't be surprised, because has there ever been anything that this government financed, that didn't overrun?
I would be surprised if this was one of them. I'd be very surprised.
No, man. If I'd be surprised if it's only $1 billion overrun.
Yeah. Mr. Perkins,
huh?
When you're in a political contest, you're in there. The prize is the hearts and minds of the people.
Yes.
And I'm reading all these little, ditties that Mike Henry and the other day, this very Holness came out with, one about locking up parents for
yes.
in the children. Don't these guys talk at Belmont Road before they open their mouth and make utterances?
Well, and not just talk at Belmont Road. I should have expected them to talk to other people, you know.
Yes.
They're intelligent people all over the place.
Yeah. But,
Talk to some of them and hear what they have to say. And
there's a little blue pill that is making the rounds, you know, and I think, I'm sure it has a major effect on the function of the brain, you know.
Uh-huh.
And I suspect that there should be a research to see just how badly it affects the brain power.
What it is that you say is...
I just it's a blue pill. I don't remember what I think they call it Viagra or something like that.
You don't think that these...
Mike is very active. Anytime you have a big stage show, you know, Mike is always up on stage, winding up himself and dancing and singing and carrying on like a little youth, you know.
Oh, is that so?
Yes, man.
No.
He was doing it at Jazz Festival. He was all over the place.
No, he's young and strong.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think he's...
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think he's in need of...
Well, I know, I'm not trying to link that to him.
Oh, I see.
I'm just wondering if, you know, there are some other people who is in that situation.
Oh, who advise him?
Yes.
I see.
Well, Mr. Perkins, I don't know.
All right, thank you very much.
It's a bad scene, but take care.
All the best to you.
Keep on.
Okay, hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello, yes, good morning.
Yeah, Mr. Perkins?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm calling from America, right?
Yes.
Well,
what part of America?
New York.
Oh, gosh.
Oh.
Cold?
Yeah. Huh?
Cold?
The whole New York?
Yes.
No, from the Bronx.
Oh, no, I'm asking if you're cold.
No, well, I'm in a warm house, you know, so.
Yes, but it's
to the landlord, he give me heat.
Uh-huh. But it's cold outside.
Yeah, cold outside, around like 40-something. 40-something, but in the night it get colder. Yeah. My point is here.
Well, you could come down here, you know, we have quite pleasant weather.
Yeah, I know, I won't come, but let me get to this point, because this thing kind of hurting my head every day. Yeah, I'm not here to speak to you carelessly or recklessly, but I just want to know something. Well, in the Street Hype newspaper, that's a free newspaper, because we have a lot of Caribbean newspapers that give away free.
Yes.
And they speak the truth, which also I have a paper here from the IMF report, right? Saying that last year, Jamaica received $1.6 billion from the remittance system. Okay.
No, your voice went a bit.
Yeah, telling that...
Last year, Jamaica did what? $1.6 billion did what?
Billion from the remittance system.
From the?
Remittance system. That's the money transfer.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Remington system? Remittance.
Yeah.
Yes, remittance.
System, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and it has been going on over the last 10 years.
Yes.
Like going on a contract rate in the billion bracket. Okay. But this is not really what I have to say. But what I have to say, I have to read a paper here that Mr. Omar Davis said. Jamaica budget for this year is $380 billion.
$380 billion, yes.
Yeah, $1 billion, right? And if you put, well, I think the current exchange rate is 67 to 1, right? Am I right?
It's closer, I believe, to 68.
All right. Just all right, leave it at 67 then.
Oh, okay.
If you put 67 into 380, that's like around $45 million, right? US dollar. Right?
45 million?
Yeah.
45 million?
45 million. 45, between 45 50 million. That's
yes.
50 million.
Yes.
Okay. So why is it that Jamaica, every day I read some other paper, they're going around borrowing here and they're not getting any money. So nobody, all right, let me give you a little rundown. Nobody will lend a country money when they know you're making so much money from your remittance system.
From your what?
People bring. No company will lend you money will lend you a lot of money when they know you're already making a lot of money from your remittance system. This 1.6. Hello?
Why not? Why wouldn't country lend you?
No, they will lend you, but they will lend you just a minimum amount.
Oh, why?
You're already making. Why? Because they know that you have a money in your country already, can spend, can turn over. They know.
But that won't bother them. All that they want to do is to know that they're making a good rate of interest and that their investment is secure.
Yes, Mr. Perkins, but listen to this. Mr. Perkins, tourism don't bring in so much money. The money that we borrow every minute a year they borrow, every week they borrow, does not bring in so much money.
Yes.
If you add up tourism income, the money that they borrow, and a few more entities in the country, don't come to 1.6 billion US dollar. And that's just from the European.
But hold on a minute. Let me go back to something to what you said. We have a budget this year, or at any rate, it's a proposed budget of $380 billion. And you're saying this is indicative that Jamaica is making good money, right?
Mr. Perkins, come on, sir.
That's not true, you know. Hold on just a moment.
Mr. Perkins.
Yes?
Can I say something to you, Mr. Perkins?
Yes, sir.
This is true. This is fact. This is what people see.
Uh-huh.
If your country budget is $50 million US dollar, and you are a system that bringing in 1.6 billion US dollar in your country, that's from the US market. I'm not talking about the European market, the Canadian market, and the Asian market. I'm not talking about other trades that the country have, like the crash crop company. This is just people like me and many other people who just put $1 every day in the system, sending it to your country. You have $1.6 billion coming in your country. Your proposal budget for the year is $50 million US dollar.
You're sure that figure is right?
Mr. Perkins, listen, Mr. Perkins, I have a long report that every year is over $1 billion. For the last 10 years, over $1 billion sent to Jamaica every year.
Yeah.
From people sending money to Jamaica every year. It's over $1 billion. You can check your IMF report. You can check Street Eye News. You can check Caribbean Life News. They give you every every Latin American Caribbean country figures. Mexico send the most. Everybody knows that every year. They give you every report. And you have a country that your country receiving 1.6 billion US dollar from an entity. And your proposal budget is $50 million US dollar for the year. And you want to tell me that your country cannot afford and help itself? Jamaican government are thief and wicked and criminal for many years from that back it.
Thank you. Yes, you have your right to speak, but not in public on this radio station. Thank you very much. All the best to you. Okay, hello?
Hello.
Hello, yes, good morning.
How are you keeping?
Not too bad, how are you?
Not too bad. You had a lovely Easter.
Well, it was very, very quiet.
Very, very quiet.
I hardly came out. Too bad, how are you?
Not too bad. You had a lovely Easter.
Well, it was very, very quiet.
Very, very quiet.
I hardly came out of the house.
Yes. And the lady who reads our...
Came out once on Friday morning.
And the lady who reads our email is quite well.
Yes, yes.
Thank you very much. Now, I am glad I'm over the moon to hear you play that tape, which says, "We believe," coming from the club.
Yes.
Anything that will lead us or cause us to be in power. That tape especially.
Yes.
Some people is of the opinion that it was crafted by you. Well, they heard it this morning and they hear who crafted it.
Yes, but I played it a long time ago, you know.
Long time ago, but it's worn out of the Midlands people say it's worn out of the head. It's gone out of the head. So, yes.
And the impression was given that it was either incorrectly quoted,
yes,
or taken out of context or something of the kind.
There are quite a few who believe that, but they heard it firsthand this morning. They heard it like the day I was driving a bus in England, and my conductor was white, and she asked me, "Does this bus go to Mary Hill?" A lady, and I said, "Yes." And she never believed me, so she went to the conductor and says, "Does this bus goes to Mary Hill?" Him says, "Yes, I know you've had it in black and white. Do you believe it goes?"
I like that.
Yes. No.
Yes.
No, let me tell you. So, about 4 years ago, approximately 4 years ago, a man called you a doctor, and he said to you that he heard one morning at his surgery at Red Hills Road, he heard some noise. And when he came to the front of his surgery and find out what was happening, the man, what he calls a runner who worked for him, was being harassed by some policemen.
Yes.
And he said to them, "Oh no, you can't do that, you can't treat him this way." And one threatened to box him down.
Yes. Hold on just a moment for
Yes.
me. Okay, thank you very much. We're back here online. Hello?
Yes, Mr. P.
Uh-huh.
I threatened to box him down.
Yes.
And what hurt me to my heart, it hurt me when he says whatever he has and whatever he has achieved in life, it was caused by the police. His father was a policeman,
Yes.
and he has contributed in return. His father helped to form the Police Federation.
Uh-huh.
And he buys gas for them, he buys tires for the police, he has paid his dues.
And that man was Jester Ford.
That man was Jester Ford.
Yes.
No.
I remember that call.
You remember that call?
Yes. No.
I remember another call. A policeman called you from Portland some years ago
Uh-huh.
and said they picked him up and carried him to Kingston to quiz him about some drugs. He never ever had a cup of tea. Nobody give him a drink or anything, and they've had him for the whole day.
Uh-huh.
And he complained on this program that he was treated very badly. Now, I listened this morning to Dr. Jepter Ford's lawyer,
Uh-huh.
who said they used something like a peacock stick. You know,
She did mention that, yes.
Yes.
Together. I remember that.
they cracked him in his skull at least 3 times.
Uh-huh.
Now, what was the purpose of that?
Well, you know, sir, I
Yes.
think that we need to be careful in handling these matters.
I know.
Right?
I know.
I
know. We have got to be very careful.
Yes.
Because I remember when I was a boy, and you used to go, and you happened to go up to the station at Vineyard, at Diener Road,
Uh-huh.
up at the top, Diener Avenue. The first thing the policeman would say to you, that time I think the commissioner was R.T. Michelin,
Uh-huh.
and you had another one named Browning. If your story is true, these are the words they caution you with, you know.
Yes.
If your story is true. I am not saying that his story is true,
Uh-huh.
but this man has finished up in 2 hospitals. You cannot convince me, not even the Pope can come from St. Peter's Basilica and tell me that the man beat up himself.
No, he didn't beat up himself.
Right.
The question is, what is the explanation of it?
That's another story.
Right?
But look,
Look. We don't know.
Let us
We
stop
need to
there.
hear more about it.
let us stop there. But when my beating come, or your beating, who will be there to testify and say we are lying?
Well, that is why, sir, what we need
Yes,
is a system
yes,
that allows issues like these
yes.
to be speedily investigated and thoroughly investigated,
Of course,
right?
of course.
And brought before a court, right?
Yes,
Where evidence is presented
yes,
and what everybody
yes,
will regard
yes,
as a just decision,
yes.
right?
All right,
It emerges,
right,
right?
right. I agree with you. I am in my 60s, but I have not come across any of my family named Mark.
Uh-huh.
None of them named Mark. You understand? And I don't want any sweet talking from any Mark.
Yeah. But I noticed that this sweet talking has dried up a bit.
Yes, considerably. It has dried up.
Was it on the advice of Scotland Yard?
I don't know. I should think so. Because the real Scotland Yard don't believe in you babbling off your mouth.
Well, they so advised, I believe.
Yes, yes. And it brings me back to a place 148 to 152 Harbour Street. What adorn the walls is get the facts.
Uh-huh.
Get the facts before you run off your mouth.
Yes.
Get the facts.
But I'm beginning, well, not beginning, I mean, I've been doubting for a long time, that they have the means of solving that crime, so.
I think so.
You think they have it?
I think they should.
But there are so many crimes in Jamaica that remain unsolved.
So much.
Right?
Where do we go?
And what we are seeing here, what is embarrassing here,
Yes, sir.
is the what seems the likelihood that that this case is going to turn out like so many others in Jamaica?
Too long.
But we don't even that after years, we don't arrive at a solution.
True.
Right?
And the statistics is bringing me back to the former commissioner.
Yes.
Crime is down. The only thing is up is murder.
Yes.
Only murder is up.
But the other thing is this, that, Matthew,
Yes.
there is as yet nothing to indicate
Yes.
that this was a Jamaican murder in the sense
True.
that Jamaicans were involved.
Yes.
You know?
That is a fact.
But what is bothersome, what is embarrassing,
Yes.
is how, inefficiently,
Yes.
when you hear that there is a post-mortem,
Yes.
and then you hear that the post-mortem is inconclusive,
Yes.
and this is in a press conference,
That's
and
right.
then another press conference is called within hours
Yes.
to tell you that the
first one inconclusive is a
second
different
one
thing now.
suspicious, and the third one murder,
Murder.
right?
Yes.
And then you're hearing stories outside that it wasn't physical strangulation, it was some poison.
Acronite or something, Pakistan that's coming from.
Uh-huh.
You understand?
And in the meantime, the man's body is being kept here in
Kept
Jamaica,
here.
right?
And it has been embalmed. His body has been embalmed.
Yes. So why is it being
What's the
kept here?
purpose?
I don't follow that.
What is the purpose? Anyway, let me say something about the chairman of the ICC, Malcolm Speed.
Yes.
Malcolm Speed is saying that he did not tell these colonies what fare they should put. What is the price of entry to these grounds?
Uh-huh.
He did not dictate it. We have the Deputy Prime Minister from Barbados. We have a man from Grenada, Mr. Douglas.
Yeah.
What's his name? And who else we have there? We have that Gargan from St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Uh-huh.
You know him.
Yes.
And they're spinning the whole of us around in circles. And now they have decided now to reduce the fee from US dollars down.
Yes.
To $25, $100 and so forth. And one well-known batsman said the West Indian atmosphere is missing.
Yes.
None of that ingredients is there at all. Because you're not even allowed to carry a chicken sandwich into the ground.
Yes.
And you're supposed to park far in Grenada and something carry you in. Isn't it a right mess up? Isn't it a right cock up the make of this World Cup?
Well, it looks like that, sir.
It is. We have a man here, and he did his part down at Trelawney, and he's been rewarded.
Uh-huh.
He will be in charge of the National Solid Waste.
Uh-huh.
He has been elevated to higher office for the work he has done.
But look here.
Yes.
I mean, no boost is coming.
No boost.
I mean, it's a good thing there is Pastor Finn.
Yes. Oh, he's giving all the boost.
They can get by without the World Cup boost.
Yes, yes, he's the man that's giving the boost now.
The World Cup seems to have been a disaster.
It is a disaster of our friend Maurice Garger. It's a disaster of gigantic proportions.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, because look at the money.
Yes.
People are saying the money in 12 years' time
And
or 10 years' time.
Somebody needs to explain to me why it is necessary.
Yes.
Why it was considered desirable.
Yes.
To put a stadium in the hills of Trelawney.
Right.
As remote from any large body of population as it is possible to be in Jamaica.
Oh.
They could as well have put one in the cockpit country.
It's a copycat, because we put the Minister of Foreign Affairs have one out at Sligoville.
One at Sligoville, yes.
When you stand up right at the corner where it is, You can't park, but you're like you're standing on your head. I got and visited with it.
Oh, boy.
Anyway, I know somebody going to the hospital this morning, and I want to say how sorry I am for Dr. Ford's sister, the lady that they beat up and is alleged to have kicked up. And I have asked somebody to visit with him at the hospital because I am worried. Yes. I am definitely worried.
Yes.
Leave all politics out. I am worried because my day might come.
That is quite true.
That's it, Sophie.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Give somebody else a time now. Thank you.
Okay, hello?
Hello.
Yes, good morning, sir.
Morning, sir. Oh. How are you today?
Not too bad. How are you?
Not as good as you.
Why?
I want to ask you a question. What is this government doing for the people of this country?
What is this government doing to the people of this country?
For the people of this country.
For the people of this country. Ask the PNP, sir.
Ask them?
Yes.
Ask them?
Ask the PNP.
I don't see them doing nothing.
Huh?
I never seen Margaret Thatcher on the stage a dance. I never seen any woman prime minister up and down on stage a dance. But this prime minister, all she do go up on stage a dance.
Well, you know, so let me tell you something. You do what you can do.
Eh?
You do what you can do.
Oh, I see.
Right? I'm sure that that Margaret Thatcher, perhaps, if she had been able to dance like Sister P, I don't know, maybe she would have done it. I don't know.
Maybe she would have danced too.
And if Sister B could do some of the things that Margaret Thatcher did, doubtless she'll be very busy doing them and having no time to dance.
Yes.
Eh?
Sir?
You agree with that?
Say what?
Hold on just a moment for me. Okay, thank you very much. We're back here with you.
Yes, sir. Mr. Perkins, we don't have no road.
Yes.
We can't.
We have highways.
We can't get. Listen, highway is when you go traveling distance. We want road to the districts.
Yes.
We don't have no road because
in any event, so you can't get to the highway without having roads
from your
house.
Get it. That's right. You have to have road to go to the highway.
Yes.
And right now we're not getting any road. We don't have nothing, not even good water supply. Right? And these people sell out all the country asset, and we are here suffering because they sell out the country asset and they are borrowing money. What sense that make? Eh?
Well, I don't know, sir. But Pastor Finn is telling us that he's ordering the Jamaican land to deliver up oil and gas and minerals.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, sir.
Gold and diamonds and all the rest of it. So,
I tell you what. Hear me now? There was a teacher in a class, you know. And he said to the student, said, look, which of you can tell me how old me is? And one boy say, I can tell you. And him say, go ahead. And the boy say, you're 34. So I said to the boy, how you know? You're a smart boy. The boy say, yes, because I have a brother at home. And who is 17. And him is a half idiot. You must be 34. Right? But hear the joke. Who is 34 in the government?
Who is 34?
The Prime Minister is 34.
Who is not 34?
The Prime Minister is 34. The ministers are 17.
The Prime Minister is 34? No, sir.
And the ministers are 17. And the Minister of Finance is 8.5.
No, man, you can't say
So you
that
don't
about
expect
my
no
Prime
better.
Minister. That's not nice.
Eh?
That's not nice.
Not nice?
No, man.
That's what it is.
Don't speak of the Prime Minister like that.
But
Prime Minister is a charming lady, and
yes, she is a charming lady. But she now managed the business right.
well, she hasn't yet got down to it, you know. It's taking her a bit of time to settle down.
Take too long.
Eh?
She take too long. When the other election called this time, then she won't have the chance to do it. Right?
We'll have the chance to do what?
To do what if she's going to do any good. She don't have a chance to do it if she wait till after the election.
Well, I don't know, sir. But she doesn't seem to me to have, fully grasped
Well,
the task that lies before her.
well, she's supposed to be the biggest one in there. So she carried the bigger number. 34, she's the bigger one. Those under her is 17, and the Minister of Finance is 8.5, because I'm not going with nothing. Eh?
Eh?
Him not going with that thing?
How you mean him now go on with that thing? Him getting the country deeper into debt every day?
That's right. And that's no good for us.
Not good, may not be good for you.
Not
but
good,
I don't know.
no good for
in some
nobody
way,
here. No, it don't
in
even
some
good
way,
for
it seems
him.
to be good for him.
It don't even good for him. You see.
Well, I don't know.
Man, I'm 80 years of age, and I never experienced anything like this in this country.
You're 80 odd years of age?
Yeah.
Oh, yes?
And I
You
never
sound like a
experienced
youngster.
anything like this in this country. You hear me tell you? No, sir. It's bad.
This country is in a lot of trouble, sir.
Whole heap of trouble.
A lot of trouble. I don't know how it's going to get out of it.
And it take a 34-year-old prime minister to bring it back. But not try.
Eh?
Eh? They not try.
I don't know.
And we don't hear them saying much about the crime either.
Yes, I don't know what Pastor Finn would have to say about that.
Who?
Prophet Finn.
Who?
Prophet Finn.
Oh, I don't know. I don't hear them doing. I don't see them doing nothing.
Eh?
They're not.
He
they're
hasn't
not,
prophesied anything about that.
No, sir. No, not at all.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I'm kind of busy, so I'll talk to you again.
All right, sir. Thank you very much.
Good.
Okay, hello?
Hello, Mr. Perkins.
Good morning, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
All right, then. My first time on your program, sir.
Happy to have you.
I'm calling from Florida.
Yes?
I was just listening to your program on the internet here for the first time.
Yes.
And very interested listening to some comments that these people have been making so far.
Having what?
And first thing I wanted to say...
Interesting coming from what?
Interesting comments.
Yes.
Coming from the previous callers.
Oh.
All right. And just to let you know, I'm calling from Florida.
Yes, I heard that.
Okay, then. Number one, I learned one thing so far in life when it comes to the leaders in our society. As Christians, not to speak bad about them, irrespective of what they're doing, pray for them. Sir, do you believe in prayer?
Do I believe in prayer?
Well, it's from the perspective that prayer changes all things. Because you said that Jamaica is in a serious position.
Yes.
And I believe that with God, all things are possible. And it can change. I've seen people in worse conditions, somewhat worse than the island, and they change. So with God, all things are possible.
You know, sir, I believe that God gave us brains. The Bible tells you that God made man in his own image. Eh? Hello?
Yeah.
What do you understand that to mean?
The Bible, come again, repeat that.
The Bible says that God made man in his own image.
Right.
What do you understand that to mean?
Well, considering everything that were that enforced, that made us in his image.
I'm not hearing you clearly. Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right then. In his image, one thing that I found when you read like St. John, 1 John, where it tells you that if you lack wisdom, ask. Yes, he made us in his image, and we're supposed to have all these little attributes and things. But you know, the heart of man is sinful. But put that one side. Concerning the running of the island, right? Wisdom. If the leaders lack serious wisdom as to direction and focus, right? Without proper planning. So far I hear everybody complaining. Let's pray for them. Not just pray for them, but people getting down.
No, hold on then.
Alone to run, but for everybody to get involved in it. And if everybody sit back and let these people do what they want to do, whenever they want to do, I mean, it's just going to go nowhere fast. For example,
could I ask you something?
Accountability.
Could I ask you something? If you took your car to a mechanic to do some work on it, right?
Okay.
And he messed up the engine, messed up the brakes, right? And you what? What would you do? Pray for him?
Whatever work he did.
Yes, what would you do? Take the car, pay him for it, and when you found out what had happened, you would pray for him and then take the car back to him?
No, well, we pray for him that God will give him wisdom and him go and work on his talents and become a better mechanic.
Yes, but would you then, having prayed for him,
and I would use wisdom now and take it to another mechanic, and whatever work they do.
But why? Why take it to another mechanic?
You will have to pay for it.
Why take it to another mechanic when you've prayed for the first one? Having prayed for him.
Praying for him is...
You expect God to work on him?
Of course, we have to pray for that. But
yes, but when God has worked on him...
I am not a good mechanic.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes? I'm hearing you.
Come again?
I say, having prayed for him,
praying for him
and God fix him.
Praying for him is one thing.
Right. Why would you want to go to somebody else? He's now a good mechanic? You don't think so?
You pray for him, but you have to use wisdom. Is like, as I said before, praying for them is one thing, but the people them getting involved, no matter what, is another thing, because the government is accountable to the people.
I should have thought so.
They don't use wisdom to say, you know what, whatever you have to do, however you need to do it. For example, as you say about the car and the mechanic and praying for them is one thing. Alright? Now, the thing about it is that using wisdom, you take it to another mechanic. Now, there are people that we elect to put in government there. Well, they elect to put in government there. Alright? They are accountable to the people. A lot of them, their constituents don't see them until the next election. There are a lot of things that need to get done. Yeah, we understand praying for them, but you know what? They come back, God also give us wisdom, right? They refuse to use the wisdom God gives to them, no matter you pray for them. Every man is accountable to whatever position they are put in for whatever. Every man is accountable.
So hold on. So if you refuse to make use of the talent that God gave you, what you praying to him for? You mean you must sit down and waste that talent, and he must do the work for you?
See, I'm glad you put it like that. I'm glad you put it like that, because there's another scripture in St. Matthew where the master for our vineyard, he was leaving, and he called every one of them and gave them different talents. One get 5, one get 4, one get 2, one get 1. Alright? And everyone was supposed to do something with the talent. The 5 turned his talent over and he got 5. The one with letter with 3 turned his over and got 3.
Hold on just a moment, Paul. Hold on. Okay, thank you very much. We're back. I gather the South Africans are hitting sixes like it's going out of style. They're now 241 for 2 with 9 overs to go. do you make of that? 300 and
Hello?
what? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes, you're here.
Yes, Mr. Perkins.
Uh-huh.
Well, I didn't really call about what was started about at first, but, let me just finish that up real quick, as I have something else to say here. Concerning the talents, God give us all talent. Every person, somewhere, farm, or the other on earth have a talent. Now, the government, those who are in leadership, they have their talent. If they refuse to make use of it, all right, eventually they will lose out, whether people vote them out or something that might ever happen, until the right person that is put there that will make use, because people misuse their talents one way, farm, or the other.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Oh, yeah.
My thing about it is just plain and simple. If they refuse to do good in the position that they have been placed in, it will not just be upon them alone, but they will have to face the people one way, farm, or the other. And
Yes.
I believe in accountability. Mr. Perkins. That's how I was raised.
Okay.
If my grandmother and my aunties then give me $1 and they say spend it, make sure you buy something sensible with it. And the first fellow that was talking before, talking about how much millions that they need and working it out in Jamaica and US and all of that. And having been there before and having seen politicians getting money from out that was supposed to be used to build roads and do all kind of things, and you have the bad ones and would just come and collect paychecks and they didn't do anything and all of that foolishness that is going on. Where is the accountability? Just like the mechanic, you pay for him and everything else and done, but you don't fix my car properly. If I take it somewhere else, the bill is coming back to you, right? You will be accountable for every dime that is spent, otherwise to give me back my money one way, farm, or the other.
All right,
so
sir.
you know what? That's enough of that. The next thing, I haven't been back.
I don't think you're going to be getting back any money from the government that it has, that it has spent unwisely. Anyway, your time. Go ahead.
That's another story I'll do. But anyway, I haven't been back home for some time, and I was just got on the computer, as I said before. It's my first time on the radio, first time hearing you live on the internet.
Yes.
And I was just reading the news and seeing this doctor that the cops, police beat him. And he's a doctor that attends to other policemen too at the same time.
Yes.
And have family
Well,
members
it's alleged.
Themselves.
So far as we now know, it is alleged that happened.
Well, alleged. Now, for me, I'm planning on coming back soon. And the thing about it is like there's a number of people who they are Jamaicans, they are from Jamaica, born and grew in Jamaica, but they don't know the country. For me, I just took the time out years ago to know the island. When I say know it from east to west, north, south, central. I just drive any road I see just to see what's down there. And I found a lot of really, really nice places. And there's a lot of people up here who talk bad about Jamaica. But Mr. Perkins, irrespective of what, Jamaica is still a blessed place. It is still one of the best places to come on vacation. It is still one of the best places to have fun. And there are a lot of people who have never been there, along with those who came from there that I've been telling about different places down there who want to go.
Then why is it that you have not been back in so long?
School and other related things. Plus on top of that, I got married recently, so...
You got married recently? So why don't you bring your wife to see Jamaica?
We're coming.
Uh-huh.
We're coming. That's what I'm getting to.
I see.
But in coming, there's like a multitude of people who wants to come down with us, both as Americans and Jamaicans, who presume that they know the country. But when I tell them about the different places and things that's down there, they want us to do a whole package for a number of us. But my wife and I were talking, we were some news plus reading this on the computer. It kind of, I called her, I told her about it, and she kind of uncomfortable with the thought. Now I'm like, don't give up hope, we're still going, you can still go enjoy. I said, don't have to worry about police or getting shot by gunmen, because everybody is saying that Jamaica, it gets bad and it will get worse. But Mr. Perkins, from your perspective, what would you say to someone like me who have so many people counting on me to take them back home to go have a good time? Would you say yes or no? I'm putting you on the spot now.
I would be very careful, sir.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
I would be very careful about it. I would think deeply about it. Because things are not going well here. There were 45 murders, 45 more murders in the first 3 months of this year than there were last year. Right?
Yeah.
And, I don't know, the crime is not under control. And, Jamaica today is a quite dangerous place in which to be. You asked me for an honest answer? That's my honest answer.
And I respect that.
Okay. All right?
That's my thing.
Okay.
That's just...
Thank you very much. All the best to you. Okay, hello?
Hello?
Yeah, hi. Morning.
How do you do? Hello, Mutty.
Morning, sir. How are you?
Boy, I am filled with trepidation on the path that my country seems to be going down. Do you remember the Romanovs in Russia?
Yes.
They had Rasputin.
Yes.
Well, apparently our Prime Minister has their own...
I rather like that.
Royal country man. But seriously, Mutty, it's only when somebody is at the end, they don't know what to do, that they start to talk about God go do this and God go do this for them, you know. Don't you see that serious situation our country in?
It is, yeah.
Crime, unemployment, degradation, and the answer to it is some man come out saying he's a prophet. Is this what Papa Doc was doing in Haiti? When them had them Wobia men, them round him. What we call is our Wobia man, we call them prophet. What kind of damn nonsense is this going on in our country?
We're going to get oil and gas and minerals and...
Mutty. When those people are forming the PNP, when those men of intellect, intelligence, is this what they believe the PNP would come to?
No, I don't think so.
Mutty?
I think
the people with intellect, intelligence sit down in the PNP and allow this damn foolishness to be going on? Much less people in Jamaica allowing this nonsense. This man Jamaica will be a first world country in 14 years. How? By commanding the minerals to come out the ground.
Well, I don't know. I mean, he must be claiming that God told him this.
Oh, my God.
And he's commanding the minerals to come out of the ground. So,
and they want us to take them... You just in Jamaica is in a serious way, Mutty. What kind of madness is this? Mutty?
Well...
Oh, my God. And then on the Breakfast Club this morning, they're talking about what happened to poor Dr. Jefta Ford. And one of the Rhodes Scholars, because they were preening themselves with another Rhodes Scholar this morning, was asking, did the police know it was who? Did they know it was who it was? No, good God. Can you imagine something like that is happening to our poor black brothers and sisters every day?
Yes, and the question...
And you're asking now, it's Dr. Ford, so they shouldn't do it. Did they know who it was? No, you see, and these people want to provide leadership for my country.
Did they think he was just a common nigger?
Nigger. It's all right. It's all right for the people at the Breakfast Club, it would seem. It would appear to me. You know, I mean, when I heard the asking the people, did they know who it was? I said, good God, no wonder my country is like this.
Yes.
Some people believe that. They really believe people better than people.
Well,
what does it matter who it was, Mutty?
I don't see that it matters, sir. I think we are all supposed to have equal rights under the Constitution.
And now, the latest thing they have is that every time we see these people jumping up before television looking publicity and things, You understand? Wonder who will be jumping up before.
Well, hold on. You have noticed that there is now what's it called? A religious sort of, there's a religious song and dance affair.
Yes.
Going on. It was on television last night, some excerpts of it, and if I'm not mistaken, the night before. A big sort of, you know, a sort of religious dance hall.
Yes, but I'm Mutty. I mean, I am not a student of the
It looks
Bible.
like part of the campaign, you know.
Yes, I'm not. But you see, what I want to do is let out your sense and take in emotion. You understand? Nobody must think. They can't tell yourself, well, 1 hour is 2 hours going to build Jamaica. No, you must suspend your thinking powers.
Well, you know, God appointed us to lead you.
Oh, I see what you mean. But who appointed this man prophet? I thought the prophet was in the Old Testament and all of that. I never knew God was appointing some new prophet. I'll never tell the rest of us.
Well, hold on just a moment for me. Okay, thank you very much. We're back here online.
But in all of the serious happenings over the weekend, we had some comic relief provided by my good friend Michael Lester Henry. Now, Bill Clinton in his campaign for the American presidency, when he was at Oxford, somebody brought up that he smoked some ganja there. Him say, yes, him draw, but him never inhale. But I wonder if Mike inhale too much.
I don't know that he uses that stuff at all.
Probably with that company with the fumes going around, you know.
Oh, I see. Yes, maybe he walks in some of the places he goes to as a politician, you know.
Yes.
The fumes are there, and
yes.
He's not.
Yeah, but I'm a bit worried about Mike, you know, because I don't know if he's approaching the winter of his years, you know. And what next? Might it be Alzheimer's? I don't know.
He still seems a pretty young man to me.
But you know, how can he just get up and making these statements like that reparation?
Well, the thing that I'm beginning to wonder is what next he's coming with.
Exactly. What I mean. I tell you, no, buddy. You know, I don't know what's wrong, you know, because we have young Mr. Holness the other day with this thing about locking up parents.
Yes.
What is it in the water they're drinking or something of the sort? They don't seem to be thinking things through at all. But must they really to come back to this thing here, this spiritual type of thing? I mean, they want us to suspend our thinking powers, you know, buddy, and to just say, well, Pastor says so.
Yes.
We must remember the great tool that the Bible is, you know, because during slavery, some of the planters used the Bible to keep the slaves in their place, you know.
But not only the planters, you know that the church was also involved in slavery.
Yes, the church was used. They'll tell you that when man backs you on the right cheek, when them beat you at the cane field, you must turn your leg cheek to them.
But the church also owned slaves.
Owned slaves, yes. Yes, they did.
Particularly the Anglican Church.
Right. So they can, the Bible, people can use the Bible to put forward whatever slot they want to do in a thing. You know what I mean? And I am suspecting that what is happening with this gentleman here. I don't know. There's a rumor that he has an office in Jamaica House. I don't know how true it is, but it would be interesting to ask him if it is true, because...
Well, I've heard this story. I don't know how true it is.
It is dangerous, you know, but in any country, to mix religion
and politics.
Look at what is happening in the Islamic culture.
Quite true.
You see what I mean? This is a
and it happened in Europe too, so.
It happened in Europe. Happened. Remember what I used to call when they bird witches and bird people.
Yes, but not only that. The 100 Years' War.
Yes, right.
That's what it was about.
Exactly. You get what I mean? I tell you, Mutty, I was never... I mean, it was amusing at first, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But when you think of the deep implications, I think the nation has to sit up, you know what I mean? And rescue their country from these I wouldn't say charlatans posing as religious leaders, but
yes.
I am concerned, Mutty. I'm very concerned. And
don't forget that religious persecution
yes.
was one of the things that created the United States.
Of course.
Because
that is why
a lot of people were running away from Europe.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Because of the effect of religious persecution.
And you see, these people are dangerous because when they will kill you and tell them that God tell them to do so.
Yes.
You understand? Because they'll do anything until they get message from God. You understand? But I think we are in a very dangerous phase, and it behoves all intelligent and well-thinking Jamaicans to mark what is happening in their country and see if we can rescue Jamaica.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. All the best to you.
Bye.
Okay. Hello?
Hello.
Yes. Good morning, Mom.
Are you hearing me, Mr. Perkins?
I am hearing you, yes.
I've been holding for ages.
Oh, I'm awfully sorry about that.
I was just listening to the previous caller a while ago, and I think I have to agree with him that Mike Henry might be under the influence of something.
No, man. No, I don't think so.
I say that because of his recent comments in the media about salary increase for parliamentarians.
Yes.
Now, and he supported his position by saying that, you know, as a member of parliament, he had to be paying out so much money to help with this and that in the constituency.
Yes. Well, funerals. 300,000 for funerals last weekend.
Politicians have to be doing that.
Eh?
They have to be doing that because a lot of people are not working.
Well, they have to be doing that because of their failure to develop the country.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying Mike Henry is at the moment in opposition.
Yes.
And, you know, the opposition does not have the power.
Yes.
What the opposition is an alternative government. But the fact of the matter is that the Jamaican economy has not been so developed.
Yes.
That people, when they have these problems, are able to sort of go on their bank accounts and find the money. They have to go begging.
Yes. And the truth is, Mr. Perkins,
yes,
if an individual has a decent job,
yes,
this individual doesn't have to depend on the government to build house for them, to do this or that. You're working a decent salary. You should be able to save to acquire these things.
Yes.
And I'm going to declare my position. I am a teacher. A trained graduate teacher.
Yes.
It means that I have a degree. And I can speak for most teachers. On a daily basis, we have to give students lunch money. We have to help them to buy their books, uniforms, this, that, also. And I mean, if that is the basis on which he wants parliament.
You need a raise of pay?
Pardon?
You need a raise of pay?
I'm going to touch on that too. If that's the basis on which, I mean, he wants to support his argument, we need more money too. Because we have to take care of all of these things.
But you would be needing more money because of the failure of our representatives in Parliament and in the government to do their job properly.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. And
did you think that we were putting Omar Davis there to preside over the kind of horrendous increases in debt that have occurred in the last, 13, 14 years?
Yeah.
Huh?
Hello?
Yes?
I didn't get the question.
No, I'm asking, did you think that we were putting Omar Davis there as Minister of Finance to preside over the horrendous increases in debt?
No, not at all.
Okay, all right.
Not at all. And as we are on the salary issue,
I wonder who would have imagined back in 1993 that Jamaica would by 2007 have a debt in the region of $1 trillion.
I mean, some people saw it coming.
Well,
based on the performance of the government and previous governments.
Yes.
But as we're on the salary thing, I'm not afraid to disclose my salary, you know. Even after the recent increase, my net pay is $48,535.
48,000?
48,000.
435 a month?
Per month.
Oh, hell.
And the deductions, I only have 2 authorized deductions from my salary for JTA and Blue Cross.
Yes.
So no mortgage or so on is being deducted from my salary. And this is what I take home on a monthly basis.
Yes.
And I know that other public sector workers are feeling it too.
Yes.
Now, how do I survive on such a salary as this?
What question?
Who can call you and tell you or tell me, how do I survive on such a salary? And he's clamoring for increase? I mean, this is ridiculous.
Well, you know, the other day, there was a demand for teachers to be paid on the basis of performance. Right? I'm amazed that nobody thought of applying it to politicians, to the members of parliament and the government. You know?
It shouldn't be only for teachers. It should go right across the board.
It should go right across the board.
Right across the board.
But, you know, Mom, my own view is that if Jamaica took education as seriously as it should,
yes,
teachers would be among the best paid professionals in this country.
Yes.
The highest paid. Right?
Yes. And because, the limitations that we have to work with.
Yes.
The conditions that we have to put up with at school, Mr. Perkins. I mean, I just wish teachers would be more militant and would speak out about these issues. But I don't know.
I remember some years ago giving a woman a lift in St. Elizabeth. She was standing at the bus stop, you know, and flagged me down, begged me a lift. And we got to talking, and it turned out that she was a teacher.
Yes.
At a secondary school.
Yes.
And she was telling me that her students were telling her, you know, that what she was up at the blackboard and teaching to them, that was really relevant and, you know, not of any importance.
To them.
Right? They wanted to drive Bima.
Yes.
And they knew how to go about doing that, right? And what she was teaching them would make no contribution to that.
Right.
Right? Now, can you imagine? They wanted to live a life. They didn't want to be standing up at bus stop begging lift. Right? They wanted to be able to go freely, drive their car, live in a nice house, all this kind of thing. Right? And she didn't represent that.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So why should they take what she was saying seriously?
Seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, for them, she's not a role model. She's not somebody who has made a success.
Absolutely.
Of her life.
Yes. What her life and her teachings represented in their mind was failure.
Yes.
Right? Look here, I have to go.
Okay, take care.
It's time for the news. Sorry about that, eh? We'll be back here in about 20 minutes. Okay, thank you very much. We're back here online. West Indies facing 356. They need 357 if they are to win. South Africa having made that for the loss of 4 wickets. Well, I don't know, Brian Lara. Somebody's telling me it's highly unlikely. But, you know, Brian Lara might decide to make 400. Anyway, should be interesting to see what happens. Okay, let's go to our callers. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you doing?
Not too bad. How are you?
Give thanks, I'm here.
Eh?
Give thanks under the pressure, but still give thanks, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, man. Did you hear Mr. Tolo over the weekend giving
Oh, yes.
You hear him?
I did.
Yeah, man. What a thing, what a money. I said that if that man was there nearby, if I was there, I would have a shaking hand, man.
Yes.
Yes, I would have a
Remind me, what did he say again?
He was talking about the money being given to government.
The money what?
Money being given to government.
Whenever
time there is election and so forth. He's saying that the people don't want to give the money because of the whatever the name is that they have.
Yes.
That people don't want them to know, so well, the public to know, so then give out money.
Yes, because they might be victimized.
Simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
No, I say that to say this. I have seen on the television the other day, in the United States, the people that running for higher offices.
Yes.
All of them money come out. Mrs. Clinton, I believe she was the highest one that get $26 million, And
yes.
it was the public.
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
But in but the United States is a different situation from Jamaica,
Well, I know, but
in the United States, you see, election day, people go and they vote.
Yeah.
And if you ask them who they voted for, they tell you.
Yeah.
Right? And they make no bones about it.
Yeah.
And then they go back to their work.
Yeah, man.
Right? And next day they're at their job and whatever, and living the life that they lived before, and,
But
benefiting from any improvements that come in the economy and so on. That's not how it works in Jamaica.
No.
No.
You see, people afraid of them being victimized and so forth.
Yes.
So it being them
and what is happening here, sir, right, is that the People's National Party, embarrassed by the Trafigura incident, right, is creating a distraction, or attempting to create, instead of seeking to come to terms honestly with what happened, well, if that is possible, with what happened in that traffic. There are some questions that need to be answered, right? That money that they got from Trafigura, where did it come from? Right?
Yes.
How is it that Nigeria is making this concession to Jamaica of, my understanding is, $5 per barrel, or somewhere there. And Jamaica is making out of it 12 cents a barrel.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
Where is the rest of that concession money going? Right?
Well.
And did that have anything to do with the money that was sent into that account? Right?
That traffic bureau there, and
all those questions need to be answered.
Yes, but who going to answer them, sir?
Well, ask the PNP.
I tell you.
But they're trying to get away from all of that by bringing up this business of party funding.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I'm not saying that that it would be wrong for the party funding matter to be determined, but before you can hope to do that without ill effect, you're going to have to deal with this problem of political tribalism,
corruption, and so forth,
and using political power crookedly, right, dishonestly, to victimize some people who contributed to the other party, and to benefit unlawfully, right, dishonestly, crookedly, the people who contributed to your party.
You see what go on in Mr. Hazan constituency?
What we have heard.
Huh?
What we have heard about what went on in Mr. Hazan's constituency.
But you see the road too, the road that he work on.
Yes.
The road that he work on, and other places are there crying out for so long for it, and him now work on it.
Well,
now,
there you are.
You telling me about prophesy and God tell if you do this, you would get up and tell them you as the head of it and tell them say them wrong.
Well.
You understand what I mean? You sit down and work on his area and the other areas, so the other people not pay tax too.
Hold on, sir. You know, of course, that there are prophets and there are
Yeah.
Eh?
Prophetess and prophets.
There are prophets,
Yeah.
and there are false prophets.
You're right.
Okay, hold on just a moment. Okay, thank you very much. Back online.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, man. So what I'm saying, I wonder how long we're going to be victimized by these politicians them in our era, wherein everybody, both PNP and JLP, taxes has been drawn, and them only look about because the one in a power him look out about himself and the business with the other people.
Yes.
How much is type of victimization going on in this country?
Well, you know, part of the reason for all this kind of thing is the failure of governments, of successive governments, to implement policies that bring benefits to people right across the board, right? They haven't been able to do that
And the people
for the most part.
The people is to be blamed too, you know, Mr. President. The people is to be blamed too, you know.
The what?
So the people is to be blamed too.
Yes.
You see, either in a Trelawney or in St. Elizabeth there is a road that been cut off there. And I saw it on the news where the man said that another man gave them a pass through them area. And they ride in the bicycle and he lick and the man tied it and he end up over the gully. The road, the land is being melted away. And one of the man was saying that after 50 years, them not have no light in them area, no light.
Yes.
And I am saying to myself, so when these people going to really come to their senses, you know where one of the man does a good on pani knee, a beg, say, him a please, him a beg the government for light, him a beg the government for light. Please. Like the way the government never tell them, say, put light in the arrest. And the man good on pani knee been asking, say, please, him a please, him a please. It's for them to do it. And
I agree with you, sir. Let me tell you something. Jamaica will change for the better when people generally come to the understanding that the government is not there as their bosses for them to beg the government something.
You know.
Government is there as their servant for them to tell them what they want done.
Of course.
Right.
You want to tell me 50 years, for 50 years him say no light, nothing there, and every year them a put back government in the power? None of them shouldn't be even seen up there if it was me.
Yes.
To me share and part. So say me would have go down for my knee, I beg them to put light in there and me have to go pay for the light. No, we wouldn't do that.
Yes.
You know, Mr. Perkins, one of the things that me touch on, you know, I'm a heavy duty driver. You see when those fire trucks come into the island, I see Sister P, them a jump up and they jump up and I said, imagine, look on these people, they can't even drive a car. Much less truck. They can't even drive a car, much less truck, and carrying left-hand drive truck as a fire unit coming on island for the men them drive.
Yes.
Some of the men them since them go at the fire department they them learn for driving. Them know nothing about them. There's something there. And I said these truck not going to serve no time. You know, see me say.
Well, let me ask you something.
Road, you know?
Who was the minister of local government when these trucks were ordered?
No, Mrs. Simpson, man. No, she was there.
She was the minister?
I think so, you know.
And
yeah,
she
remember
she presided over the ordering of them?
You remember, of course, you remember the time when she speak out about it and that even she almost get backstung in the House Representative? You know, see this stout lady there come before him if the Minister of Tourism never get between the two of them, probably in backside down.
Yes, I remember.
You remember? Well, he was under fear government, man. Under fear.
Somebody boxed her down?
He never boxed her, man, but if the tourism minister never go between the two of them.
Yes.
Anytime you see the sketch again, look on it. Probably she would have been back, the lady would have backed on Miss Simpson, you know. Yeah.
I don't know about
anytime,
that.
Listen, me, man, anytime you see this clip, the clip again, look on it good and see what will going to happen, man. Look on it good. You understand? And I said this truck, I see Mrs. Simpson come out and she jump up and so on when these truck them come and me say, imagine she jump up and she then can't even drive a car, much let these things them. He need somebody who understand about them to drive them and the left hand drive it not going to work as a fire unit and see the same thing happen. You understand? The same thing happen.
Well, I'm not sure why a fire unit that is left-hand drive shouldn't work.
No. It's a Jamaica, it's a left-hand drive, you know, sir.
I know.
Right, so you have to visible with that, with a right hand drive.
Yes,
with a
but
left hand drive.
yes, but hold on a little bit. Hold on a little bit. A fire truck. Well, to begin with, the driver is sitting.
Yeah.
Way above most of the vehicles that he's going to encounter on the road.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Any car or pickup or something like that, he's going to be above it so he can see over it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now there are going to be some big vehicles that are not like that. But then he also has with him a siren.
Yeah.
And when that siren sounds, traffic is supposed to give way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I don't see that that it being left-hand drive should be such a problem.
Mr. Perkins, me drive all of them, but the trailer and the straight chassis, left-hand drive and right-hand drive. And me can tell you, so well, for a fire unit, as a fire unit, it has to be more. You see, the operation of a private unit is different from the fire unit. You understand what I mean? It is a different type of operation.
Yes,
and
I know.
The left-hand drive fire unit, for them to rush here, rush there, and rush there, and make them turn, Mr. Arm. It's not going to suit these men. I can tell you that. I drive all of them. I drive trailer them, and I drive all of them.
Yes.
You understand what I mean?
If you collide,
yeah.
If you driving a private vehicle,
yeah,
and collide with a fire unit on the road,
yeah,
when it had the siren on, you're wrong, you know.
Well, the other day, yes, well, so it go. You're wrong, but a vehicle in a narrow road are certain places that he go. I go and tell you, sir, that him not going to man over that vehicle. I'm telling you, sir, not going to man over that vehicle. That vehicle in which the right-hand drive would have man over, sir.
Yes. Well, I don't know.
I'm telling you.
All right. Yeah? I take your word.
Well, however, them say them making back them way with them back now and so forth. I want to know when I see the clamp on it and so forth. It not really. It appears as if them just carry them something if you drive 5 miles per hour. I mean, come down here. The clamp on it. Me not understand that type of clamp where them put on it. Them just give you.
Yes, well, you know, sir. Incompetence is characteristic of the government.
It not stable at all. It not really good.
I don't know. It is like all of this reminds me of the purchase of furniture for the Sandals White House.
But you know here, Mr. You know here, Mr. Boostwater. You know here, man, said that the things them are written down, man,
yes.
and so forth. Already.
Yes.
Mr. Perkins, the amount of people in Jamaica
who
would work.
Who was it that had the franchise to bring in order the furniture?
Whole heap my role in that, sir. I sit down was watching the news.
There was a man.
One man have it, the other man get it there, then send to this part, and it just.
There was a man, a not unconnected man.
Well.
Who had the whatever it is, the contract, the franchise, the whatever, to bring in the furniture?
Was it Mr. Shaw? Shaw, the gentleman, the name?
Clark?
I don't remember.
Well, ask somebody. People can remind you.
Okay. You think if me ask the PNP, let me tell me?
I think his sister is a minister of the government.
Okay. All right, Mr. Perkins.
All right, sir. Thank you very much. Good. Okay, hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Perkins. How are you doing?
Me not too bad.
Ungratefulness, you know? Worse than witchcraft.
That is true.
And, you have prophets and profiteer. Right?
Yes.
You have prophets and profiteer and people profiteer.
Well,
right?
Yes.
Good. Now, I hear a startling news came over on Thursday about you. On a station. One of your company, or what is name? One of your party friend. Yes, you hear about it?
No, say what?
No, say man, you depend, him a go jump ship, because you know, say, well, for your party, them a jump ship so often, me don't know what happen.
My party?
Yes. A JLP. You don't know that way?
My party is a JLP.
Yes.
I see.
Who don't know that?
They said
know
that
him never hear you yet.
I beg your pardon?
Who don't know that he never hear you on the program yet.
Oh, who don't know that I am JLP?
JLP, I've never listened to your program.
Oh, is that so?
Yes, anyway I will go
So
on.
that is your opinion too?
Yes, man.
Uh-huh.
You know, JLP inside, outside, everywhere.
Oh, is that so?
Fully. And I feel them, and you benefit by them too.
Oh, is that so?
Yes, of
In what?
course.
Tell me about that.
You benefit. I come into it.
Uh-huh.
So, your friend, the best man in your party,
Uh-huh.
the best honest, clean, decent man in your party, you know who that?
Mike Henry.
Oh, man. If I shake me on over the phone, no, man. Shake me on over the phone. Shake me on over the phone, no, man. Good morning, sir.
Mike Henry is the best man in my party.
Best man in the Jamaica Labour Party,
follow
man.
you.
Honest, decent, and you laugh. Anyway,
You think you get the impression that he's making it easy for your party to come home?
Well, nobody can stop at the party, man. My party home long time.
Your party long?
Home and dry.
Particularly with Prophet Finn to help you.
Look now, I tell you already, you know. Once I tell you, when now I build a ark, a lot of people, when now we're building the ark, a lot of people laugh and jeer me, you know.
I tell you something. Mine own no face with God all the same, here.
No, you mean face? I said, are you for mine, you know?
Mine own no face with God.
You hear the first thing when
All
I
right.
come over. You hear
All
the
right.
first thing, Perkins.
I just warn you.
Perkins. May I warn you, remember when I come over, the first thing I say? Ungratefulness is worse than witchcraft.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you where you're ungrateful. Right?
Yes.
And let me tell you this, what today the 10th day, right?
Yes.
You're going to feel it. And feel it very, very much.
Yes.
Good. Now I'll go on. Now I hear your friend come over here. Same intent to jump ship because politicians not get no money. You hear it?
Is this Mr. Mike Henry you're talking
May
about?
I ask you a question? Did you hear it?
Hear what?
The man said I got jump ship because politicians not get no money.
Which man is that?
And you call him name over and over. And that him, I've got jump ship.
Mr. Mike Henry said he's going... Hold on.
Hold on, man. I'm going to talk to a business. Because Perkins within controversial business. Right? From the year, I get millions of dollars for a couple of hours.
Oh, is that so?
Yes.
Who said that?
Who says that? You never hear?
No.
Well, may I tell you? Ask anybody in your party who listen to the radio and listen to the radio Thursday evening. You remember you said to
Tell me who is it that said it now?
You don't know who?
No.
Mike Henry.
Oh, he said that?
Yes, man.
Hold on just a moment for me. Thank you very much. We're back here online.
Here, man.
So-
I hear somebody tell you that, yes, Mr. Henry says so.
So hold on. Where am I getting these millions of dollars from, Mr. Henry?
Yeah?
Who is giving me these millions of dollars? Is it
You
Mr.
couldn't
Henry?
ask me that. You couldn't ask me that.
Oh, well.
Yeah, you know why I say you're ungrateful? It's because you remember a man called you on Thursday. Say my sucks out with a wooden spoon and say, who don't? If don't we all? You remember you said that?
Yes.
And if you are get millions of dollars, feel like a foolishness them on the radio. And say you sucks out with a wooden spoon. So you will suffer.
Then hold on a little bit.
Thank God for where you get.
Hold on a little bit. If Mr. Henry knows that me I get million of dollars
Then him no
to
much
chat
more.
foolishness from radio,
You not get some
then
money
where
party.
am I do? Where am I go chat? Some of the foolishness for him I chat, where am I go chat it on radio and see if him will get million of dollars?
No, because he knows that you get some of the money from Team Party for promote your show.
I'm getting money from
yeah, man, you get money from Labour Party for carry on your antics there.
Look here, stop talking nonsense. Stop talking irresponsible nonsense.
It touch yourself, party.
Right? No, you're not touching any. No, man, you're not touching any soft part.
Why you get up every day and can't go for nothing else but promoting the GLP and degrade the PNP?
I am not promoting the PNP.
Yes, man.
And nor am I degrading the PNP.
Yes,
the PNP,
man.
Hold on, sir. Nor am I degrading the PNP. The PNP has degraded itself.
You degrade yourself.
Right?
What have you done, Mr.
And
Perkins?
I think that Norman Manley must be turning in his grave.
Mr. Perkins,
right?
All your lifetime, tell me one thing that you have done in this country that somebody can look back and say is a road buckle.
That I'm a role model? I'm not in the business of talking about that, sir.
You know, you wouldn't.
Right?
I can't tell you about it. You want me to start?
Go ahead, no?
Remember, right. First of all, you went to Gleaner. You wanted to go and learn journalism. You didn't get nowhere before you start wanting
hold on
to
a
take
little
over
bit. I'm sure that there are more important things to talk about.
You don't want to hear it.
Yeah, it's all right.
Good. You do look farming. You never do well with the farming.
Yes, all right. Don't stop that now. Okay? You have anything of any importance to say?
It's important because you want to tell people you're a road magran over and doing what?
I'm not telling any. I have not told anybody that I'm a role model.
You should have a building with.
I have not told anybody that I'm a role model. Anyway, all right. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Okay. Hello. Hello. Hello? What? Hello? No, not on the line. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, good morning. Good afternoon to you.
Yes, Mr. Perkins.
Uh-huh.
You heard what Mr. Enner said when he was at Parliament?
About?
No, when he asked for
wanting more money.
Right. The reason why he asked for more money, he said he had to bury people in his constituency and that money came out of his salary. That was why he was asking for more money.
So he said.
Right. So I don't see why they should be talking about not wanting more money. If you is a politician and you have to bury people out of your pay, your pay not going to do what you
No, but hold on a little bit now. What is the job of a politician? To supply people with money out of his pay to bury their relatives?
No.
What is the job of the politician?
To vote in his constituency.
I beg your pardon?
To work for the people in his constituency. But
yes.
He has people in his constituency.
For the people in the country generally, right? And to create a situation where people can be secure and have opportunity. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
To live worthwhile lives, to earn decent salaries, and to be able to afford the expenses of their life.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
No. It has to be then that the politicians are failing to do the job that they are there to do. Why they have to be plucking out money out of their pay to help people to bury their relatives. Am I right?
Yes, but you must remember that they are not in power, you know, they are in opposition.
Yes, but what they must do now, right?
Yes.
Is make the people understand what the problem is, right? They've been sitting down there. This government has been in office for longer than any other government has served this country since 1944. Am I right?
Yes.
I beg your pardon?
Yes, sir, I'm hearing you.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Yes. And it is arguable that that this government has been a greater failure than any other government that we have had since 1944. Well, with the possible exception of the government of the 1970s. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Eh?
Yes, sir.
Yes. And all this time, Mr. Henry and his party have been there, unable to persuade the people of Jamaica that they need to get rid of the foolishness, well, whatever has been going on, right? In order to open up the road for a better future for themselves. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So really, it's Mr. Henry and his party that must take some of the blame for the fact that Mr. Henry has to be paying $300,000 over a weekend for people to bury their relatives. After the mess that has been made of this country, the people of Jamaica should have gotten rid of the PNP, put the Labour Party into power, assuming that the Labour Party had some program and plans and a new vision for Jamaica.
Well,
am I right?
Yes, sir.
Well,
let us hope that they will do that the next time around.
Well, let's hope so. But you know, the PNP, the government, Mr. Patterson's government, and the government that came into office in 1989, I don't think that they have a wonderful record to be proud of.
No.
Whatever Pastor Finn may say.
The next thing, Mr. Perkins. The next thing, I want to talk about this policeman who died in this Spurshire.
In Sister Peace constituency.
Yes. I don't really like policemen, but when
you don't like policemen?
No, sir.
Why?
Because too much things go on with them, but that is not the point I want to talk about now.
Yes, but hold on a little bit. Obviously, some policemen are doing some terrible things.
Right, that is true.
And have done. But do you think that, would you like to brand all policemen?
No.
With that branding,
No.
No. So you have to be fair to it. Are there some policemen who are trying to do a decent job?
Yes, sir. That is why I want to talk about this policeman. What I'm saying is, these policemen were on foot patrol at 9 o'clock in the night in the constituency, sir. And them shooting him in back, and you don't hear it. People not calling in about that as much as they're talking about the politician who got beat up, like that is on the back burner. I believe that if it was like he was in a vehicle driving, that would be something different, because you would say then policeman liable to shoot up an area, or drive through and shoot up an area, but he was on foot patrol. So I don't think policemen on foot patrol in an area like that now would want to open fire on them and know that they don't have a vehicle to drive.
But has anybody suggested that it was they who opened fire?
No,
I haven't heard that.
I don't hear that. What I'm saying, no, that is, I'm just saying that, if it was like they were on a vehicle, you could say, is them first fire.
Yes, but I haven't heard it suggested.
No.
That they opened fire.
No, that is what I'm saying. People could say that, but they were on foot patrol, so they were treading more careful.
Yes.
You understand? And isn't him back him get shot,
Yes.
So I believe that people should come out and talk more about that everybody just depended the politician man who them beat up and whatever. I don't say that is right, but talk about the policeman in somebody's chair. Yes, I believe that they should talk more about that.
Yes.
And give them a fair chance, because it's not every one of them bad. Yeah.
That is quite true.
And condolences to his family.
Yes.
They say he's from Allen Barracks and he was in this area. That means he come to help out the police station out here. So
yes.
I believe it is so unfair for him to die like that, and they put it on the back burner, the body not. You're not hearing nothing from the government say condolences to family now, whatever, to station, nothing.
But he's the only one that has died like that. There have been 8 of them so far this year.
What I'm saying, he was on
I know.
8 o'clock in a constituency like that. How much contract for him, Mr. Perkins?
Well, you have any idea who it was that shot him?
No, sir, I'm not from that constituency.
Oh, you're not from that constituency?
No, but, it was like, it just rests on me like that to say that, he was on foot patrol at that hour of the night, and then him get shot in him back. That is so, I don't know.
It's terrible. It's very bad. And a young man like that,
yes, a 25-year-old, he has a life to live, and
yes.
I just want to say condolences to his family, and hope that they will get over it.
Boy, this country's in a mess, you know.
Very much so, sir. Very much so.
And
I hope that the people there would come out and do the right thing when the right time comes.
Well, I mean, how much more of this do they want?
And that is what I'm saying. I'm hoping that when she called the election, the people just no more war. You just do it by the ballot and just show them that, well, we're tired of this and we want a new life, a new Jamaica. And give the other party a chance to say, well, then this is what I have to give to the people, and we'll work together from there. I hope that it will work out. I just want the people to open up their eyes and see and know. And not bother with the war and the fight and the gun shooting thing. Just do it by the ballot this time around.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. All the best to you. Okay, hello?
Hello, Mr. Perkins.
Hi, how are you doing?
Oh, not bad. And and what is that West Indies is on their way out.
You think so?
Yeah, man, 5 for 1.
5 runs for one. Is that so?
Yeah, man, they need 7.4 runs per over, starting at 7.12. So, you know, when they lose today, Mr. Pickersgill not going to feel very well.
Why? Because
Mr. Pickersgill said that the West Indies, the World Cup is going to revive the fortunes of the PNP.
Mr. Pickersgill joking. Them don't need no World Cup, man.
What they need, Dr. Finn?
Pastor Finn.
Anyhow, that's who come to him. Mr. Perkins.
Hey.
Mr. Mike Henry called for increase in parliamentarian salary.
Yes.
Said that he had to spend $300,000 to bury people.
Yes.
But you remember when Mr. Danny Melville resigned as a member of Parliament for North East and what he said?
Hold on 1 minute. Okay, thank you very much. We're back here online. Hello? Hello?
Yes, Mr. Perkins. When Mr. Danny Melville was vacating the political scene,
yes,
he said, when they're dead, they want me bury them. They want plywood and zinc. But I'm not in for those things. That's what Mr. Melville said.
Yes.
But with Mr. Henry now, the devaluation and the high prices incurred in the building industry, cement, steel, block, and things of the sort, has made it virtually impossible for poor people to bury themselves under this government and have to depend on the generosity of the Member of Parliament. So while Mr. Danny Melville run away from it, Mr. Henry stick in there. But with the...
Yes, but Mr. Henry is sticking there. With what in mind? I mean...
Very good question, you know, because here the PNP man come there spread some propaganda like Mr. Henry out for drum ship. And them did have that rumor a long time ago. And when Mr. Henry talk about increase in parliamentarian salary, the country cannot afford such thing at this time, so Mr. Henry should not join PNP in frivolous argument.
Absolutely.
Because if the PNP backing away from it now.
Because, sir, the people in Parliament, right, are there to run the affairs of this country.
Yeah.
Their pay, above all others, should be based upon performance.
Similar to the teachers.
Well,
because they said the teachers going to get performance-based pay. So the same thing should apply to the parliamentarians.
But I think even more to the parliamentarians than to the teachers.
Yeah, because if the truth be said, where the government is concerned, the majority of those members of parliament, those on the government side, they should really pay the Jamaican people instead of collecting a salary for the disaster that they have brought to the life of the people of this country. You agree with that one?
Well, I tell you something, if you say that, a number of questions are going to arise, you know.
I would have to start with Omar.
No, I mean, we won't go into it, but, you know, where will they get the money from to pay the Jamaican people?
Yeah, man. Plenty of them have money, man. You don't make nobody fool you. The country will not have any money.
You're moving to something else.
Huh?
You are moving to something else.
All right, I move to another point. You notice Mr. Ernest Smith always complain about the representation that he has made and the victimization that has been meted out to his constituency.
Yes.
And that the PNP undermine him in order to claim that they're going to win his seat.
Yes.
But I noticed over the weekend that the PNP candidate, Mr. Glenville Shaw, backed down and they claim that poll show that he is not gathering any traction out there.
So I hear.
So the people are basically looking at the non-performance and the economic sufferation that they are undergoing. And the PNP victimization strategy is not really working. And when we look over in the adjoining constituency of Northwest Clarendon, I see where Mr. Azan have 28 roads being fixed and 40 walls being built. But when Mr. Azan is able to get such benefit, you know how many PNP members of parliament cannot get any work done in their constituency? And you have to ask why such favoritism has been meted out to this man. And I have to wonder if the GLP caretaker, Mr. Michael Stern, is really a superman. That he has forced Sister P and our government to spend that large amount of money in order to secure that one seat of North West Clarendon. Because it could backfire on the PNP where they hold one seat and on the other hand they lose a whole heap of other seats due to lack of injection of capital in order to carry out work here to assist those suffering people. Anyhow, and to my good friend, Mr. Finn, you hear that talk about false prophet? Well, Dr. Finn is a perfect example of a false prophet.
You're serious?
Yeah, man, I never hear that man talk about the failures of the West Indies in the World Cup, the failure of crowd to attend matches. He never talk anything about the man there that got dead, Bob Wilmot. And him couldn't predict the policeman that was killed in the Prime Minister constituency over the weekend.
Well, I don't
But him able to look in crystal ball every minute and see how this Sister P and our government is going to get the fifth term. That it is a certainty.
Well, clearly what is important to him is the fifth term. And his prophecies are all related to that.
Yeah, that is the only thing him can see. Him and him feather prophets. But you see, when he claims that the Prime Minister is appointed by God.
And he's implying that we needn't worry about the debt, the $1 trillion debt. Because we'll have oil money and gas money and other mineral monies to spend on that, man. Pay it off in a minute.
But when he says that the Prime Minister was chosen by God, the Prime Minister was really chosen by God, you know, but by Godfin himself.
By Godfin?
Yeah, man, because Godfin took the Prime Minister into private meeting and predicted how she was going to win. Prayed for her the night before. Miss Parchment tell you that she went there along to pray.
Oh, but hold on a minute. Was it he who put the thought into her mind?
He's that same man put the thing into the Prime Minister's mind, man. You hear him say, man, the Prime Minister meet many times before. And he predicted before that she was going to be the Prime Minister and what would materialize.
I see.
Yeah, man.
I didn't realize that.
Him just sit down and looking at crystal ball, you know, or him has some nightmare. And then him come up and him present it to the gleaner, because what him predicting is basically what the Prime Minister and our cabinet has sit down in advance and plan, you know. And then him come with it now and says prediction. So a couple of weeks after, if you hear something happen, him saying predict it.
But I didn't know that the Prime Minister and her cabinet sat down and planned anything.
Yeah, man, then in a meet all the while they have a regular meeting for plan the way forward and what they're going to do.
Yes,
and Dr. Finn privy to all those information.
Well,
because him is a part of the inner circle along with those other false prophets that him have along with him. But they will not be able to fool the Jamaican people.
Oh, yes?
Because the Prime Minister was not appointed by God, she was appointed by PNP delegates who were paid. Because Mr. Cliff, he was telling you that a top socialite put on a dinner up at Stony Hill. And raised $70,000 and presented to 3 of the candidates, excluding Dr. Blight. And they went and put on another one for 100,000 and gave all the proceeds to Dr. Phillips. So those are the people, and the delegates then play a game against the different aspiring leaders and collect from many sides. And then eventually Mrs. Simpson Miller was able to outmaneuver opponents with the assistance of Dr. Blight. And Dr. Blight expected that he would have been made a minister. Was awaiting his call, and up to now him don't get any calling and disappear from the scene. So the Jamaican people must not allow these political charlatans that come around, hiding under the rope, pretending to be men of the cloth, and telling the people about the utopia that is going to come that has not been delivered over the past 18 years.
All right, sir. And that utopia is coming because of all the minerals that are going to...
The minerals and the oil. You remember we did have gold mine, and there was a treasure at Port Royal. What happened to all of those?
All right.
They think they can fool the Jamaican people.
Well, I don't know.
All right. Wake up Jamaican people and look at the crooks around you.
Thank you very much. All the best to you. Okay, hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello, Mr. Perkins.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
How are you doing today, sir?
Eh?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
How are you doing?
Not too bad.
How are you doing, sir?
Not too bad.
Sir, I would like to, I don't know if I could discuss a little of the police brutality that's brutalizing and beating up innocent people on the island, sir. I refer to Dr. Jeff Ford that was beaten at his own business.
Well, so we are told.
Well, I have the full information of everything, sir. And I wouldn't lie to you and come on your program to get you in trouble and not have the full story. Because what really happened was a total disrespect to that man, knowing for what he's been doing for the community, for kids who need medical attention and never ever had to pay because their parents cannot afford it. You know, Mr. Perkins, I cannot believe that those guys are still, those police members of the police force are still out there working and not put behind bars.
Well, I don't know that they are. But let me ask you something.
Okay, well, yes, sir.
What is it that would explain the alleged behavior of these policemen?
Well, I think, to me, and what I figure out of this, I think they had something against him before, and they used this opportunity to get at him. Because what happened when his sister
but hold on,
exited through the gate? Yes.
How can you make... That's one hell of an assumption to make. Right?
Well, Mr. Perkins, what happened? There a need for this, something like this to come out to Dr. Ford. I mean, at this point, when you look at what happened, there was no need for this, sir.
According to the story that we have heard,
yes,
these policemen must be madmen.
Well, I think they're not madmen, so they're worse than the terrorists that bombed the United States in September 11th. They're not police officers. They're terrorists.
No. Those terrorists had their motives, right?
Well, these police
that seemed right and desirable to them.
Yes, Mr. President, could I up to date on what happened? At the incident? Apparently, Dr. Ford's sister exit through the exit to check on one of the parking lots that was being filled. When she tried to go back through the exit, like entering through an exit, the police officer told her she couldn't do it. So she said that the guy was with her, said to her, she's Dr. Ford's sister, and they own the beach. And it got into a little argument, and he grabbed her up into her chest and pushed her away. And she said,
yes, why? But that would seem to be an totally irrational behavior on their part.
Yes, Mr. Perkins, the police was really out of line. He's showing his authority that anytime this government in power, the police have full power to brutalize innocent people. I don't see it any other way. If I'm wrong, correct me. And turn around when she called up Dr. Ford and he went to the inspector to try and see what happened, the inspector started to treat the man like a wild animal. And then beat up the man, take his gun and tell the man that him going to kill him. And then the gun stick and him clear it. And when him finally got out the gun ready to fire the bullet, Dr. Ford pushed it away, and that's how he's not dead.
Hold on a moment for me. Okay, thank you very much. We're back here with you, sir. Hello?
Yes, Mr. Perkins.
Uh-huh.
Are you there, sir?
Yes.
Yes. After all of that happened, they cuffed him with one cuff, cut his circulation off, and cuffed him with a second cuff, and threw him in the back of the car, and driving around, say that they're going to do a number of things. One of the police and the inspector said, kill him right now. One police, the third police said, take him to the station.
But look here,
they
sir.
end up in Spanish Town Hospital, and with the man.
Let me ask you something. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the U.S., sir.
From U.S.? What part of the U.S.?
Yes.
How do you know all this? How do you know all this to be true?
Well, Mr. Perkins, I have people that give me these information, and I'm not lying to you, sir. It's solid information. The information that Dr. Ford and his sister will be releasing on the attorney, it will be the same matching information. I guarantee you that. And I would never.
Yes, sir, but what I'm finding a little difficult to understand, right?
Yes.
These policemen are doing a roast, right?
Yes.
They're policemen, and they have taken on jobs as security men at this private thing, right? Now this is I don't think they're supposed to be doing that, right?
No, sir.
No. No.
They're actually supposed to be
all right.
takers, right?
Dr. Ford and his sister are the owners of the property, right?
Yes,
on which they are doing they're doing this work, but they've rented it out to some other person who is running the show. Am I right? But if you were in a policeman, if you were a policeman, in a situation like that, would you want to create unnecessary commotion?
A scene like that?
Yes. Would you want to?
No, I would never.
Okay. Not unless you had gone off. Not unless you had gone mad.
I think.
But hold on. Hold on a moment.
Yes.
Why would they want to incur the anger and disfavor of Dr. Ford and his sister? Right?
Yes.
Why would they from what has been reported, these men were, they seem to be trying to murder certainly the brother, Dr. Ford.
Yes.
Knowing who he was, right?
Yes.
Knowing that he was a doctor and a member of the People's National Party, a former minister, a former MP. No? Was he an MP? He certainly was a candidate. A candidate for the party.
He was
a candidate for the party.
But he did not want.
Yes. Why would they want to provoke all of this trouble and contention? Knowing that, it isn't as if they were doing this to some little ghetto man. This is a man with
like
big,
what they do every day.
this is a man with big high connections, right? And if they do this, trouble is going to come out of it if at all possible, right? Now, why would they want to provoke that?
But listen to this other part, which I said to you. If I lied today to you, I would not come back on your program because I would embarrass. After they took him over to Spanish Town Hospital, put him on a bed, no doctors, no nurse would attend to him.
Yes.
His other brother and his sister had to lift the man and bring him to another hospital.
Yes.
where he got treatment and back and forth to university to do a CAT scan.
Yes.
Today, that man had to be under bodyguard because the police officer is threatening his life. And one of his best friends, Portia Simpson, who was supposed to be the Prime Minister, was the power of the Commissioner of Police and power of this Minister of Security, what she has done today. I would like to know.
Well, I don't know what she has done.
I would like to know what she is about to do under a situation like this.
Well, I don't know, sir.
Man,
but it seems to me, a very strange story. And I would like to hear the other side.
Yes. Mr. Perkins,
and I would like to hear what the evidence is that,
They're saying that he has a legal firearm.
Yes.
His firearm is not illegal. It's a legal firearm that he carries.
So?
And Mr. Perkins, this man has given medical attention to the old, the sick, the old, the aged, everybody. People come to his office and doesn't have the money to pay. This man loves kids. This man is like a savior to his community. This man will look after a child, turn around and give them the medication if he has it to save the kid because he loves kids. Today, I really wonder where we are going to go from here with police brutality. Mr. Perkins, to me, the police have all the authority, all the law in their hands whenever the PNP government is in power. Again, if I'm wrong, correct me, but this is what I see. And then threatening the man's life at this time, that is ridiculous.
Well,
policemen.
I don't think police brutality is necessarily limited in our history to PNP terms.
Well, Mr. Perkins, if it's not what I said that they have the power, who give them the authority? And why are these I would like to know where are these police officers right now? If they are being stripped of
I don't know, sir, but
their firearms.
I don't know, sir. But it seems to me that if these policemen did what has been described, then they were courting unnecessary trouble for themselves. Right?
Mr. Perkins, I would not like to lie to you. I did an interview with both the sister and Dr. Jester Ford. And I don't think neither of them have a need to lie to me.
Well,
and I would like to say that if my information today is wrong, I promise you I would never call your talk show again. Because
no, don't do that. No. Just call and correct it. But
and as you record,
I'm not accusing anybody. I'm not accusing anybody of lying, sir. All that I'm saying is...
I'm just saying for my sake.
That this matter needs to be thoroughly investigated,
Yes, and those police officers, they need to be stripped, put away behind bars, temporary, until this resolves. And I think justice should come out of this. And I think the Prime Minister needs to come and give an explanation with the Minister of Security.
Well,
I was told that the Assistant Commissioner of Police wanted a report from Dr. Ford's sister, but she was a
look here, sir. I don't think it's necessary to put people behind bars, persons behind bars, while the accusations against them are being investigated. I think that is basically wrong. You shouldn't...
But Mr. Perkins, today, the people of Jamaica are satisfied with police brutality?
With police? No, I don't think they are, and I don't think they should be. Right?
So why is people are sitting back and leaving this government in power?
Why or what?
They sit back and leaving this government in power.
Well, I don't know that they're doing any such thing. I mean, the government's term hasn't ended. The election hasn't come around, so I don't know. I don't know what people will do then.
I know that Dr. Jester Ford is not going to allow this to hang and disappear. He's going to bring it to justice.
Yes,
and I know his lawyers are going to be fighting this, and I hope that those guys are disciplined.
Absolutely.
And they're not,
if they are guilty.
Yes.
Yeah.
They are guilty. I know they are guilty.
So you don't think?
I know that.
So as far as you're concerned, there's no need for a trial.
No, there's no need for a trial.
I'll
They're
follow
guilty.
you. So we should
And I
just
think they need to be disciplined.
we should just grab the policemen and lock them up.
Well, no. I mean, you need a fair trial, and you need.
Oh, they need a fair trial.
But you know.
But I thought you said they were guilty.
The media is saying that they are guilty. But you still have to try it according to the Queen of England said the law got it have its score.
No, but if they're guilty, why waste time trying them?
Well, it's a waste of time trying them. It is.
You think so?
But at this point, I don't see.
All right,
Mr.
so.
Perkins, this is a delicate matter.
Yes,
it is
indeed.
a delicate matter that needs to be addressed.
And part of our problem in this country, you know, sir. Part of our problem in this country is that we don't understand the thing called justice. At some very high levels, too.
I will be calling you back to give you an update on the case, sir.
All right, thank you very much. I look forward to that.
Brought to the public.
Okay. All the best to you. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm Mr. Perkins. I don't know what this government is for, you know.
You don't know what they're for?
I don't know what they're for.
How?
I'm blind since around 5 years now.
Uh-huh.
I've been on the job and...
5 years?
Yeah.
The government has been on the job?
No, they said 5 years now I'm blind.
Oh, you're blind?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
And I've been on the job and I got a lick and a year after I got blind. And
oh, is that so?
yeah, no help towards from the company at all. I'm out here struggling, suffering. I don't looking job, can't get any job as a blind person. The only talent I have is music. I don't know if I get some help in some studio time or whatever.
You're a musician?
And I know music, and I'm a good thinking person when it comes to music.
Uh-huh.
I'll put the rhyme together and such.
Yes.
I'm good in that line, but can I get any help? I'm in rent house right now.
Speak up for me.
I'm in rent house right now in 5 months rent.
Uh-huh.
I don't know where to turn the door I'm at now. Can I get
Well,
any job?
look here. What happened that made you blind?
And I usually work at a cable company, right?
Uh-huh.
And I was at Chisholm and...
You were at where?
I was at Chisholm working.
Uh-huh.
Someone was shaking me out the ladder, and I come down out the ladder. One beer bottle in my face. And one side go after. And a couple of days after I lose one of the side. A year after I lose the other side.
Oh?
No help from the company.
Yes, hold on just a moment. Okay, thank you very much. Back here online. Hello?
As I was saying, I was at Chisholm working. I was doing cable work. Someone was shaking me out the ladder. As I come down out the ladder.
Somebody was...
Yeah.
Shaking you off?
Shaking me out the ladder.
What do you mean shaking you off?
Like I was up there on the ladder and someone was at the ladder foot and shaking me off the ladder.
Why shaking you off?
I guess they would think that we was cutting down cable or what. So the case run off the ladder and I come off the ladder. As I come off the ladder, so one beer bottle in my face.
One what?
One beer bottle in my face.
Oh, the person hit you?
Yeah, someone, yeah. The lady brother hit me with a beer bottle in my face. And I lose one of the sides. And a couple of days after, and a year after, I lose the other side.
Oh, is that so? But let me ask you something. Why? Who were these? Were these persons prosecuted?
No.
Why?
Well, at the time I didn't know who lit me with a beer bottle at the time. When I find out, the company did
But no colleagues of yours were there?
Huh? Yes. The boss was there the night and...
It was at night it happened?
Yeah, it was at night it happened. Somewhere in 11 o'clock, 10 to the 11 o'clock hour.
Uh-huh.
The boss them did...
What you're doing is disconnecting illegal connections?
Cable, yes.
Uh-huh.
The boss did not report it. Nobody didn't report it. So the person who do it end up get away. I end up lose my side. The boss, the company end up let me go, so they're not renewing but no contract when I wasn't on any contract. So I don't get any help from there. They disconnect my health card, everything. So since the past 5 years, I'm out here suffering, struggling.
No, man, but then you're wrong. You should have taken talk to a lawyer about this.
I go to the legal clinic for help and no such thing forthcoming for me.
Oh, is that so?
Yes, nothing at all. I'm here confused. I don't know where to turn right now. I usually have a brother of foreign usually help me, but since the past 5 months I don't have to hear from him like immigration all on him. So I'm not getting any help at all.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what to do. I'm confused.
Eh?
I don't know what to do. I'm confused. Badly need some help. Badly need some help. I don't know where to turn, Mr. Perkins. I don't know where to turn.
This is one hell of a thing.
Company don't do anything for me. Nothing at all. All it
well,
is.
you should have taken action against them. When you went to the legal aid clinic, what did they tell you?
Yeah, and they send me down to public to get a report what caused the blindness. Nothing forthcoming from public from that.
You got nothing from public?
No. So that was a dead issue right there.
What was the explanation that public gave you for not giving you a report?
It was a lot of going around. There's a lot of money they need for the report. They need money for the report.
Oh.
And I never get anywhere there. So it was a dead issue right here. So.
What hospital you were treated at?
And when I got the liquor, I go to public. And the boss who sign up everything and such. That night, me pay for everything that night because it was a Friday.
So the doctors at public refused to give you a letter saying what had caused your blindness or a document?
It's not our refusing. It's the money to ship towards the report, to do the report.
How much did they want?
At the time, they need something like over $5,000. They need for the report. The doctor was telling me that the report wasn't gonna help me towards the blindness. It's best to sue about the it what I got.
It's best to what?
And the doctor was saying it's not best to even pursue the matter of what caused the blindness.
Why?
And it's to pursue the it what I got and such.
Why would he say that?
I don't know.
Eh?
I don't know. Cause I have a condition of sickness. You understand?
Oh, you have a condition.
Sickness, yeah.
That gave rise to the blindness.
Yeah. Yes, that maybe lead towards the blindness too.
Oh.
So he says it's not best to pursue that area. It's best if I try to sue towards the liquor I got on the work.
Yes.
But I didn't reach anywhere.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
20 what?
26.
23?
6.
26?
Yeah.
So you live alone?
My mother is around me right now helping out. But no help from there.
Eh?
My mother is around me right now helping out, but no help from there. She's not working.
She isn't working?
No.
What about your father?
I do not know him.
You don't know him?
No.
So how do you both live?
As I told you, my brother was helping out, and at times we hear from him and he will help out, but since the last 5 months, nothing from him, nothing.
Last 5 months you haven't heard from him?
No.
He's in the States?
Yes.
Oh, boy, I don't know.
The only thing right now I have
is what?
The only thing I have right now I can do music. I need some studio time.
I'm not hearing you.
I said the only thing I have right now is music.
Aye.
I only can do some recording, okay.
Yes. Have you been doing that?
No, I don't get any help in doing that here.
Oh?
No help towards that here already.
But, music, so many people seem to be making something out of music.
Yeah.
That,
but is the help you need? It is the help.
Eh?
It's the help you need to do the recording and such.
Uh-huh.
If you don't have anybody to guide you, it's too easy to give you the...
Oh, you have material to record?
Yes, I have material. I have 2 songs right now in Canary record.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Well, then what you must do is talk to a recording studio. Tell them you have this.
I don't have any help right there.
Eh?
I don't have any help right there.
Why?
Everybody I talk to, they need money to start the recording.
Oh. Well, they're not prepared to...
It seems like everywhere you turn is money. It's money to do anything.
Eh?
It seems like everywhere you turn is money to do anything you want to do.
Yes, but, if there's money in it for them, if you do a recording and it is successful, then, they can share your success.
Well, I guarantee them they won't lose, but I guess to me, I think it's mostly the blindness that you're looking at. To move around with a blind person and a successful recording artist, blind and such, the difficulty.
Well, there have been such in the past,
Yes, I know.
Mm-hmm.
I know. But Jamaican, we have a discriminating society.
Yes. Well, all right. I'm going to ask you to leave your name and number, right?
Okay.
And if we get any calls.
Okay.
All right?
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon, sir.
Hi, afternoon, Mr. Perkins.
Uh-huh.
I just want to comment on a call that I could not too long call you from overseas. I'm speaking about Mr. Ford.
Yes, Dr. Ford.
Dr. Ford, and it is so sad, Mr. Perkins.
Very sad.
I can remember calling you some time ago. I do call occasionally and just put across my feelings and my points. I really don't call with a lot of complaints because there's very little that you can really do, especially where the complaints would be against the present government who doesn't really listen to anybody else. They have their own agenda and they're going by those agendas. I just want to say that the situation with Dr. Ford has been brought about by the government failure and reluctance, and even the DPP, to prosecute in the past policemen who have breached and have carried out atrocities against the people of Jamaica. They have now gotten a license to do these things without any fear of being prosecuted. It is as if they have been given a license. It is as if they have been given a license to assault.
Well, I don't know. The DPP has prosecuted some persons.
Yes, for traffic offences.
Eh?
For traffic offences.
No. For what about Crawl?
Crawl?
Mm-hmm.
That case was not successful.
Well, it wasn't successful.
Against
it wasn't
all
successful,
the evidence.
but it was prosecuted.
It was prosecuted. Well, well, my choice of words might be wrong there, but I think that with all the evidence that was available for the Crawl trial, I just can't conceive how the case turned out that way. There was a live witness in the form of a child. There was I don't want to go into the specifics.
Yes.
I just want to say that we are now reaping what we have sowed. And I said this some time ago that I myself was scared of what was happening in Jamaica because I did not know when it would be me. And I live in Portmore, and Mr. Perkins, it is getting close. So I just want to use the opportunity to voice my opinions, and I do hope that the rest of Jamaica will do the same, and that probably one day we can we can make a statement and, to try and get things right.
Yes.
Because we cannot continue on this road that we are on. And the longer we stay, it's the worse it's gonna get. Our state will soon be looking like a Zimbabwe if we are not careful. And people are gonna say, no, it cannot happen. But I'm sure that a couple of years ago, people in Zimbabwe were saying the same thing.
Uh-huh. Hold on just a moment for me. Okay, thank you very much. We're back here online. Hello?
Yes, Mr. Perkins.
Yes?
Yeah, I was just commenting on the possibility of things getting even worse.
The what?
The possibility of things getting even worse in our fair country. The last thing I want to mention is that article Lambert Brown did in the Sunday paper. I cannot believe that the head of a trade union is...
The head of what?
Of a trade union can be so blatantly, for a government that has manifested this ability to corrupt and deceive, and he tries to explain it away by... I don't know if you read the article.
Not really.
He was saying that regardless of what happened with the White House sandals thing, we should look at the other hotel that was built where there was some dispute about the land being sold to, let me see, the Grand, not too certain about the hotel, but there was a big controversy over how the persons got the land. They were genetically affiliated. And he's now saying that, but look at what is happening now, the jobs that were created from that and the income to the country.
Mm-hmm.
What is Mr. Brown saying? That the end justifies it, that any way you must do the thing, you do it to benefit the... If we're going after rob another country...
Oh, yeah, he was talking about the Rollins deal.
The Rollins deal.
Mm-hmm.
That is what the man is saying. And look at the US, it is spinning off now. What is Mr. Lambert Brown saying? As a public figure, man who is leading a trade union, is this the stance of our leaders?
Mm-hmm.
That we must now side with corruption because of the spin-off you can get later down the road?
Yes.
He admittedly stated that yes, there were some problems with the furniture, and yes, it was the cost was. But look at what the
well, I don't know. Mr. Rollins was a very fortunate man. He had a mortgage on his property. He failed to pay the mortgage. There was a foreclosure. The property was sold. The Seattle government bought it. And then along came Mr. Patterson and returned it to the property to Mr. Rollins.
Yes.
As a gift from the government, I suppose.
Oh my goodness. No. What is
And then you know what is painful?
What?
A little later on in the life of this government, a number of Jamaican entrepreneurs,
yes, lost their business.
Who had got into a bit of problems. They lost their property, right? Property was taken away from them by a government agency.
Yes.
And sold off.
Yes.
No. And you remember they sold it, a lot of this property to an American.
Yes.
For 30 cents in the dollar.
Yes.
Right.
The owner of what is the expedition.
So Mr. Rollins was luckier than all of them.
Mr. Burke, the point I'm trying to make is that we, the people of Jamaica, we are up against it. Because the people who are professed leaders in the society and who should be standing up for higher standards and transparency and decency.
Yes.
They are the ones who are encouraging and trying to pull the wool over our eyes. How are we going to make it as a country? Do they think that they alone can live in Jamaica? It's not possible. They have to realize that if the policies don't better the masses, it will not suit them in the long run either.
Yes.
One way or another, it's going to come round and it's going to bite them. They are not seeing the big picture.
Yes.
And it breaks my heart to see a man like Mr. Brown, because of his probably love for the Prime Minister, to be spilling and uttering these things that he knows is not true and cannot and should not be tolerated. Corruption in any form should not be tolerated.
What is probably happening now is that the government is looking at Mr. Lambert Brown as an example of what Sister P can do for them in terms of winning the 5th term. Right? They're probably hoping that there are a lot of Jamaicans out there like Mr. Brown.
Well, there are not a lot. But there are people in powerful positions like Mr. Brown
who will love Sister P.
Mr. Perkins, these people are in positions to get spaces in columns and to occupy spaces and programs. And they are filling the airwaves with half-truths, twisted sentiments. It is so disgraceful, the things these people speak in order to defend this government that cannot stand on their achievements, but have to now resort to Obiadism and witchcraft and voodoo men and all manner, because the Bible spoke of these things. When you cannot stand on your achievement and have to depend on soothsayers, where are you carrying the country to?
Well.
And what if we find oil? Is it the PMP oil? Whose oil is it?
Well, I don't know, sir.
What is all of this? My God, why can't the people of Jamaica wake up and see what is happening? Can't the leaders of the big corporations who sustain these governments, can't they stand up now and say, listen, you need to put a stop to the foolishness. You need to end the corruption. You need to end the prejudices, the discrimination of the parish councils. We need to get our country right. They are looking at economic targets and all of that for their country, for their company. It will never be right until the country is right.
Yes.
Yeah, I always get a little bit wound up, but Mr. Perkins, I tell you, as a person that love my country, and to see what is happening here, it really grieves my heart. And this is the only medium I have right now.
Yes, there's a lot to bring about heartbreak in this country.
I am telling you, it is a shame what they have done to us and what they are doing, and only God knows what they intend to do. But I'm just saying that we need the leaders of the country to stand up and to make a statement and to say, listen, we're not going to support you anymore with this. There are simple things. Mr. Perkins. There are matters of justice. There are matters of corruption. There are matters of economy. There are areas that any one company or any two companies can get together and say, listen, we are taking a stance against this, and we need this to be cleared up. We need the answers for that, and we need to see that is correct. It is nothing that they can't do. But I say to you that there's a lot of people who, by their silence, have acknowledged that they are not for the country. By their silence, sometimes you don't have to say anything, but not saying anything is just as loud as saying something. And I'm saying today for the people of Jamaica, to start opening our eyes and looking around and seeing and thinking for better things and higher standards and a better country for our children.
But we as a people, do we as a people have a clear understanding, sir?
No, not all of us. Not all of us, Mr. Perkins. But those who do, because you hear that lady called about Mike Henry, and that he should be getting money because he's burying people. Who told Mike Henry to be burying people? Is that Mike Henry's job as an MP? That's not his job. And you see the level of ignorance that our people are facing when they come and they read and spurt these sort of things, Mr. Perkins. It only shows the ignorance that is prevailing throughout our society. When you go to the corners and hear the conversations, you know that the government has failed. They have failed to educate the people of Jamaica properly so that they know are living in darkness.
Not only failed to educate them properly, so failed to provide the opportunities for them to earn the kind of living which would have made it unnecessary for Mr. Mike Henry to be sharing his salary with them.
To be burying people. And that lady who called didn't see that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just glad that you took the time out to explain it to her. You are a gentleman, have a lot of patience, unlike myself. And, that gentleman came on and said, what good have you done? But I can tell you that there are a lot of people who would say, on the contrary, you have done a lot of good.
That is a judgment for other people to make,
exactly.
With which I have nothing to do.
And I'm not going to keep up any more time, but so Perkins, continue doing what you're doing. There are a lot of things I don't agree with you with, but I recognize that you must tell me about your opinion. No, you are atheist and I am not.
I'm what?
You are atheist.
No, I never told you as an atheist.
Okay, well, my apologies. But there are things that you do stand up for that I stand up for. So I have to recognize those things. Good. And as I said, you split the justice and you give the people a chance, because I know there are a lot of people who say they don't listen to you, who listen to you. They don't listen to you, they listen to your program. I know. And a lot of people know. Cause when I come off the phone, the amount of people that's going to be calling me. Good. But anyway, have a nice day.
Thank you very much. All the best to you. Okay, hello?
Hello?
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Perkins. I'm just calling to say, you've always been doing a good work.
Oh?
But, there's something that's bothering me.
Yes.
I've been working, right? So I went to NHD and said I wanted a loan. I wanted to hear about the loan, how it goes.
Yes.
And then I found out you have to have a down payment, right? So I'm wondering, what is it that I'm paying NHD for?
NHD?
Yes, NHD comes out of my paycheck every month.
Yes, National Housing Trust, yes.
Where does the money go if I still have to find a down payment if I want a loan or something from them?
That's a good question,
Yes, I don't understand. You're taking it out of my money, and yet still, if I want money from you, I have to go find more money just to get it. So I'm wondering, what am I paying NHD for?
Yes,
anyway, I can't take that up with you because you don't work at NHD. I said I'm not going to really take it up with you because you don't work at NHD.
No, I think it's a very good point that you're raising.
Yes.
I mean, I should have thought that the contributions that a person has made to NEC
would help us.
Would form it depends. It would then depend upon how long you've been contributing to NEC and how much you've contributed.
Once you're contributing for more than a year, you can get a loan.
Right?
Yeah, that's what you said.
Yes. No. But the thing is that if you have paid enough into NHD, then that capital that you have there would be would form your down payment.
Well, I'm going to check up on that
and
then tell you.
I don't know. I don't think that is how it operates.
Okay.
But I see no reason why it shouldn't operate that way.
You remember the man that called you earlier and telling you that you don't do any good for the country and stuff like that? I was just wondering, you know what you should have asked him? How come he's listening to your program then? Because since you're a big time waster and all of us who listen to your program waste time, right? Then he's one of them too. I mean, Mr. Perkins, I'm not. Well, you can hear my voice. I'm a young person.
Yes.
Yes, very young. And I'm a teacher at that, right?
A teacher?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And what
I'll tell you what.
Yes?
We're going to have to take a break now.
Yes.
Would you like us to call you back?
Yes, you can do that.
Well, all right. Hold on and give a number and we'll call you back. Okay, we'll be back shortly. Okay, thank you very much. We're back here online. And the West Indies are what? 90 something for 3? 103 for 3. Right? Well, not bad. Not bad. Mr. Lara is at the crease. Let us see what happens. Hello?
Hello?
Yes?
Yes, Mr. Perkins?
Yes, Mom.
Yes, I was saying that there's something that's upsetting me that's happening in this country.
Yes.
You realize all the attention is on this cricket thing, right?
Yes.
And yes, that we're going to be finally the country are supposed to be. That's what everybody's saying, or most people, right?
Are saying what? We're going to be the country?
Yes, people are going to recognize us, and we're getting so much money from this, and all the money we've wasted, and you know the things that they're talking.
Uh-huh.
And I'm sitting down at my house, and I'm watching the news, and the lady comes on the TV, and she's hoping that her school will be a part of the budget, because guess what? She still has pit latrines at her school. And you have 5-year-olds in Jamaica, going to school, and they have no flush toilets.
Yes.
And you're going to tell me I should sit down and be happy that we are wasting more money, and what we should be spending money on is not... There's
some people who say that we should be positive.
Positive about what, Mr. Perkins?
Well, that is the question.
You know, you look at it as a country.
What is far more important than being positive is a lot of damn nonsense, right? Positive, if you choose in advance to be positive, then what you're going to be doing is ignoring reality.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
What is important is to face up to the reality, to the truth of one situation, and then one might be able to do something about it.
Exactly. No, but
right?
You know what they did? You know what the government did? They made it so hard. They make it so hard for children to be educated, you know. And a society that is not educated would always keep putting back the same government in.
Yes.
Because they're not smart enough to realize there's nothing changing. Yes, the big speeches and the cars and stuff are changing, but there's nothing else that's changing in the society.
Yes.
And I sit as a young person, and older people tell me I wouldn't understand. What wouldn't I understand? What, I don't get up every day and see it? I go to my bed and think, oh my God, am I going to see it tomorrow morning?
You know, Mom, one of the problems of this country is, you talk about pit toilets. One of the problems of this country, Dr. Davis has put the country into something approaching $1 trillion of debt. Now, if we could look around and see where this money has been spent in improving the lives of the Jamaican people, right? That would be one thing. I mean, if that were so, then one could assume that we wouldn't be having pit toilets in schools.
Exactly.
Right? But where has this money gone?
In the sports industry.
Where has it gone?
But nobody knows.
What is the benefit that has accrued to Jamaica from all this money that we are supposed to borrow?
There's no benefit. No, but Mr. Perkins, you remember when the reggae boys got into the football to get to play World Cup football, and they bought this ball, this big ball
for $9,000.
So much money. Where is the ball now? You know where the ball is? In England, being stored, because it can't be stored out here, you know. And we're paying for storage.
It's being stored in England?
Yes.
Who told you that?
That's what I heard.
Oh.
I mean, they didn't deflate the ball because they spent so much money on a stupid ball.
And what? Is Dr. Davis borrowing the money to pay for the storage?
To pay for the ball. I don't know. But look at it, and there's so many children out there living on the streets. Every day you go, you see more and more children on the streets.
Yes.
And you're going to tell me as a prime minister, you get up and you jump up and down, and everybody says, "Whee!" and still people are still suffering.
Well, Sister P loves the poor, you know.
Oh yes, she loves giving them stuff
And if
so they can think that she loves them.
If you love the poor, there is a great danger of your wanting to see more and more of them.
My friend told me that the way she's going to get a house is to go live in the inner city so Sister P can give it to her because she'll never be qualified to get one. And she's working. And that's the mentality you have to have now that, oh, maybe I should go there and live and maybe she'll give me a house. So what is so sad, you know, Mr. Perkins, is that...
Hold on a moment for me. Okay, thank you very much. We're back here online. Hello?
Yes, Mr. Perkins.
Yes,
I was saying that there's a lot of the big men in society, people who have all the money, they're the ones who are voting and keeping this party in. I mean, those people call themselves intellectuals and see the country suffering and still decide because this is the government who would let me still have a lot of money. And they're not helping it, and then the poor people keep voting because they have a mentality that my grandmother voted, so let me just continue.
Yes.
You say to them, why won't you vote in another party? Because they're going to do the same thing. How you know they're going to do the same thing? You know, if JLP win this election, Mr. Perkins, this is how it's going to go. I'm not a prophet or anything, you know. I'm just saying, if JLP wins, this is what is going to happen. JLP will have to clean up all the mess that has been done by the PMP, and it's not one Pampers full, that Mr. Perkins. It's years of mess, right?
Yes.
By the time they're finished cleaning up, they're out of term, right? And then the ungrateful Jamaican people will say, see, they did nothing, and they put PMP back into a clean system again. That's what's going to happen, you know. The JLP is going to have to clean up, and the time they take to finish cleaning it up, time is up. And that is just so sad. We're living in a country where the mentality of these people is, if it's not happening to me, it's not my
Yes,
fault.
but I tell you something, you know, Mom. The function of leadership, you see, is not just to walk down the road. I mean, to go in whatever direction, to whatever end you choose, right? The essential function of a leader is to take the people along with him.
Yes.
Right? Yes. It's no use going to the bank of the river, deciding that the important thing is to cross the river. Right?
Yes.
To go yourself across the river. And then when you get to the other bank, the opposite bank, and you look around, you still see the people still standing on the bank that you left.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
The essential function of a leader is to take those people along with him. That when he gets over to the other side of the river, they are all there around him.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So it's not just a matter of cleaning up the mess. You have to explain to people where you're going, why you're going, how they're going to be benefiting from your going there, right?
Yes.
And inducing them to come along with you, to be supportive. That is what leadership is about.
Yes, that's what it's about.
Right?
Yes. Well, Mr. Perkins, have a good day.
Okay, Mom.
Don't let
Thank you very much.
anyone upset you.
All the best to you. Okay, hello?
Hello?
Well, at least that is what leadership is about, as much as it is about solving problems. Hello?
Hello?
Yes?
Hello?
Yes, good.
Good afternoon, Mr.
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Perkins.
Huh?
I am calling from overseas, and I just was reading the paper this morning, and I want to know which God Dr. Phillips is worshiping, because I don't know where he gets this thing that this current government will be in power for another 7
This current government would what?
Would be in government for another 7 years.
Who is this, Dr. Peter Phillips?
No, Dr. Philip Finn, it said.
Dr. Philip what?
That
Oh, Dr. Finn.
Yes.
Well,
Mr. Perkins.
Eh?
I don't know where he got that from, but you know, Mr. Perkins, I came to...
I suppose he would tell you. I suppose he would tell you that God told him so. But I don't know how that God would be pleased with that, you know.
Mr. Perkins.
All sorts of people.
I serve.
Eh?
the God that I serve is not a God of corruption. And I know if I am a human being that knows that this government is filled with corruption, why my God that I serve doesn't know that as well?
Yes,
I came to Jamaica recently, and I looked in the town of Christina, and I was looking around, and I said, this place is run down. The building itself tells you that nothing is happening in our country. But there's one thing I want to send to my MP, Mr. Arbishaw, is that the same way he's adamant about clearing this corruption in this present government, if the JLP should come to power, I would love to see him continue that. Because I believe it doesn't matter if you're JLP or PMP, if you're in corruption...
Corruption is corruption, right?
Corruption is corruption, Mr.
Yes.
Perkins. And that's what I want him to continue doing. You know, I am a young 26-year-old. Not that I didn't want to get educated in Jamaica, but I couldn't afford it. At least here I can afford to go to school and work. It's still hard. But at the same time, Jamaica does not offer me that opportunity.
Yes.
First of all, if you don't pay your tuition out there, you're told to go home.
Yes.
And then when you do sacrifice paying it, you can't get a job.
Yes.
And this government is telling me they're on the road to protest. I am disturbed. I am disturbed.
And not only that, Mom. Pastor Finn is telling us that we are going to be a first world country by when? And if we are educating people, right, and can't find positions for them, and they have to go abroad to find opportunity, then how are we going to get to the point of being a first world country?
I am hoping that one day the Jamaica that I dream of will.
I should have thought that the process of becoming a first world country is one in which you are educating more and more people and finding more and more opportunities for them.
But you see, that's what they're saying. But Mr. Perkins, I don't know I don't know when they wake up what they see, because I have not seen that. I am not seeing that.
Well, they're not doing that.
In Jamaica.
So maybe Pastor Finn believes that that God will do it all, and that one morning we'll just wake up and find ourselves in the first world.
Mr. Perkins, God help those who help themselves. I don't think we're
hold on a little bit. Say that again for me.
I said, God help those who help themselves.
God helps those who help themselves. We need to remember that in this country, you know.
I don't think so.
We need to remember
Mr.
that
Perkins,
in this country.
I am coming to vote, not because my parents voted for a particular party. Because, honest to God, if the JLP comes into government and does the same thing that this present government is doing, I am willing to vote them all. But at least I am telling myself I have the right to vote, to make a choice, one that is much better than this present government.
Yes.
But at the same time, Mr. Perkins, I am willing to sacrifice that, because that's the only hope I see, at least a glimpse of it. And if the JLP comes in and do the same thing, I'm sorry to say, Mr. Arbishaw, then you shall be going out of office too. But Mr. Perkins, I am 26 years old, and I don't see a life in Jamaica. I would love to see a life in Jamaica. That's my home. And no matter where you go, that's your home.
Yes.
But this government is not affording me that.
Yes.
And that's the saddest part of it, you know.
Well, that's the greatest condemnation of a government, you know. That they are depriving their citizens of an opportunity of life. Okay? Thank you very much. Call again soon. Hello? Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, ma'am.
Mr. Perkins, I know that you're a very intelligent man.
You think so, eh?
Yes, I think so.
Well, thanks for thinking so.
Okay. So if I say what I'm going to say, I know you won't take it literal, but I'm in love with you. I've been listening to your program from a little child, you know. About 12.
Is that so?
Yes, from I'm going to all-age school. Yeah, and no, I find it a great joy to listen to you.
A big fan?
A great joy.
Oh, is that so?
Yes, it is. I've been listening to you today, and I've been having quite a few laughs and all of that. Till I had to call my friend and tell her to listen to your program, and she wasn't at home, but when she reached home, she turned on the radio. And then eventually I was paralyzed by this caller who called about the blindness. Trust me, I almost cried.
Yes.
I wish I was in the position to help him. And I just can't seem to understand why his boss and all those persons, turned a blind eye to what happened. I just hope that he'll get some help. And I am optimistic that somebody will call and assist.
Yes.
But I just wish I was in that position. Anyways, I guess the definition for a first world country, that is whoever said that Jamaica would become a first world country in the next 14 years has a different definition for it. What do you think?
Yes, I think so.
Probably.
But when did Pastor Finn say we'll become a first world country?
Sorry?
Pastor Finn.
Okay, well, I've heard you saying that from morning, but
I can't remember. He was he's become a third world country quite soon.
Okay, well, I guess they have a different definition, and let's be hopeful and optimistic. Probably it will work. Probably it will work, man.
Well, let's hope so.
Okay, and with the situation with the police and what happened in Portmore Monday morning. Well, I do not have every detail of it, but I saw it on the news, and I just have to say, Jamaican police, they must be more careful when they're, dealing with things like these. The first thing, why do you have to inflict violence? Why do you have to act physically towards something like that first? Is that when they don't do that, they shoot. They must be more careful and think of others as having feeling and having families. I can't tell you how much upset I am about that issue. Seriously.
Well, look here, Mom. I tell you something, you see. In that as in other issues of the kind, what we really need is an adequate investigative process, right? The police have one story, right? Well, I don't know what their story is. Well, I haven't heard it. But usually, in things like these, the police have one story, other people have another story, right? What we need to do is to have a unit, dependable and capable of investigating this matter, right? Getting out the evidence, putting it before the court, and let it be the matter be determined, right? I don't know what was there, what happened there last night, or whenever it was. You don't know. You have heard stories, I have heard stories, right? And in this particular case, right? I mean, things like these happen all the time, right? So I would, on the one hand, have no difficulty believing that something of the kind was done. But in this particular case, right? First of all, the police were out there doing not policing job, right? But they were taking on a little roast, right? Now, I don't know that it would be in their interest for the authorities to know that that was what they were doing, right? They are said to have beaten up this man. Now, why they should have, no explanation has been offered as to why they should have gone to the extremes that they did.
Exactly.
Isn't that odd?
It is odd, but I was saying that whatever the case is, yes, I listened to what you were saying, and yes. there's two sides to the story. We don't know what happened. We weren't there. But, generally,
we need to have it properly investigated.
Sorry?
Anyway, look here, I'm out of time,
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Thanks for your time.
Perhaps we could talk about it some more at another time. Okay, that brings us to the end of Perkins Online for today. We'll be back, hopefully, tomorrow, usual time and place. We look forward to your company.
You've been listening.